So,
it's always important to have halfling experience. Do you remember where we were?
I'm trying to remember what we did before the sewer. And I don't think we did a whole lot. Did we? We spent most of the time just digging around with the sewer.
We investigated the assassins and stuff like that. We got away from the Moor cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
We then questioned the people that family members that were also that were assassinated, and we eventually found a lead with the papers and stuff like that. That Haish was the next one on the assassination list.
All right, so the halfling wasn't paying attention to any of that shit. Because I don't remember any of that. Please continue.
Okay. If only
I
we had
remember one part.
if only we had video documentation of the prior game that people could review before the game.
Normally I do. I've been busy at work.
After persuaded, the wizard managed to convince her to go back home, where then she got promptly assassinated back home.
Yes, thanks to the machinations of this young man. Very well done.
So after investigating that site, we smelt decaying flesh. We followed it in the sewers for half an hour.
And I'll take over from here, because I remember this part. I smelled decaying flesh with my giant schnoz. And we all went down into the sewer, chasing the smell, whereupon we ran into what somebody believes is a ratkin, which the rest of us just was rat beast guy, who was really, really nasty, threw some shurikens at people, who ended up almost killing Andy with poison.
And
You fired your heavy crossbow, hit him in the arm, and ripped its arm off. Which we're all like, why haven't you been doing this the whole time?
Where's the fun?
When it died, it just poofed into magic green like dust, but left behind a cloak of foreheads.
Scalps.
And
Scalps.
it's funnier when I said foreheads, though.
That's right.
So, a cloak of foreheads, where we determined that it was magical. It was the source of the stench, and then these two got into an argument where he wanted to destroy it. He wanted to take it back to the college. He threatened the witch hunters. He threatened all of us. I played peacemaker. They said, "Fuck this. We're not even going to be a part of this." They all left.
We had to get Andy to safety.
The important one.
Yeah.
Andy was dying from poison.
Priorities. So,
It's not like your pharmacist had anything to care about that.
Right.
we I settled the peace between them. Would go with the witch hunters to him. They'll talk to them, and he would go back to the college, where we left the sewers, and Dad proceeded to go to the Wizards College and explain to them what happened and tell them about the Cloak of Foreheads, where they said, "Let's please see this Cloak of Foreheads." He opened his bag to find no Cloak of Foreheads, where he assumed it disappeared like the rest of us. Meanwhile, the halfling, laughing his ass off, pulls the fucking the Cloak of Foreheads out of his pack, hands it to the dwarf, who proceeds to burn it immediately in an alley with no compunctions, just fire. And that's how the evening, where Thad was mad at me and Thad at George, I was laughing hysterically, and that's how the evening ended. So, and then Andy survived, of course, even though he's not here.
This is just consume alcohol training.
It wasn't.
He's gotten so much alcohol training he
If you
can
think about it,
digest
that would actually
poison.
probably help here.
Possibly, but no, Andy is under the weather at this point, so his character is recovering until next session, due to the lingering effects of the poison.
His consumed alcohol has been so buff.
Yeah.
that
Since he
can
did half
consume
of it,
poison.
I'll just take 25.
Well, that's all you get anyway.
Yeah.
I thought we got 50.
No, it's 25.
Okay, I'll take 25 then.
Okay.
Thank you, George, for the assist.
Okay. And although, the one correction I do have to make, although you pin the blame for the death of Haish on the wizard.
None of us know that.
Well, A, none of you know it, and B, from a player standpoint, that was a mutual decision of two characters.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yes.
I just agreed with that. It was his decision to let her go.
Yes. I was just trying to fill in bad so you
I
Oh,
understand.
yeah. Well, either way, it was a brilliant play on Thad's part to achieve his goals.
Or maybe it was a brilliant play on Ben's part.
Yeah, who
To
knows?
achieve Dad's goals.
or his own goals.
We'll never know.
You guys are all murderers. That's all I know.
Yeah, they work well with
And
the
the
elf.
one who probably has the highest kill count in the group.
I have that.
Nope.
We'll never
Okay.
know.
I'm the best murderer here.
You're right.
I couldn't tell if you said best or mass. I'm the mass murderer here.
He is the mass murderer.
He does have a lot of mass.
Technically, more than one is.
You've got the highest amount of kills where you shouldn't have even been in combat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
His skills don't count. He shoots him in range.
I haven't done that in a while.
Until he goes nuts and stabs them in the face.
I didn't even get to fire my bow that last fight. Somebody dropped my lantern in the water, in the muck.
Or correction, until he goes nuts and tries to stab a demon in the face and
Yeah,
fails.
then I stand there.
Miserably.
In two
That's all right.
faces.
Africa's got your back, man.
He tried to stab it in two faces, not one.
Yeah, that was the moment that I realized that it was wrong to give you the dagger and I need it
Like,
back.
the best part is, how do you manage to separate those
Too
two?
late.
It would have been fine.
Okay, so it is currently about 10 o'clock or so at night.
How's everybody spending their experience?
I don't know. George, how are you spending your experience?
I spent it on consume alcohol and range explosives.
Okay. Crossbows do not fall into that category.
Correct.
Okay. Making sure you do, even though the effect was the same. Matt?
I'm saving mine.
Saving yours for what?
I'm gonna probably level up. Well, I can't without spending a bunch of extra money is my problem. I went out of investigator. Now I'll just spend it. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll probably die anyway, so who cares?
Consume alcohol.
Shit.
That's always a good safe bet.
I'm gonna put it into fellowship.
Okay. Become slightly more friendly. Ben?
Ballistic skill.
Okay. Ben?
Spent a couple points in haggle and a couple points in bribery.
Bribery. Okay.
I need to undermine
And William?
Deciding for my main character currently.
I
My
feel
side
like a single
character
shot.
got
Right
5
now,
points of
yeah.
stealth urban.
Okay.
Holy cannon.
I didn't
Oh,
fire
I'll
that
let
single
you
shot,
want this
so
better.
I fired
Okay.
like 5.
The other
Ridiculous.
aspects that you guys didn't necessarily cover, the dwarf had checked in with the Dwarven Guild, who reported what they found at the, what they told him was the Skaven hideout in the sewers. Gave him information on that.
Mm-hmm.
They are concerned of some sort of renewed threat from the Skaven, which of course they're not using that term in front of anybody else other than just the tunnel fighting dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
And they are arranging for some assistance from the newer recruits of the Ironbreakers to assist them if and when it becomes necessary. Where we concluded was, at least the current plan, was you guys were going to go check in with Schutzman and let him know what all had been found and located as well, especially along the standpoint of the assassinations. Okay?
I don't remember what happens when you complete your career.
Nothing. Unless you spend experience to change careers.
Okay.
Otherwise, you just continue in the same career. I mean, there's a criteria to have completed it,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't stop you from doing anything. You just spend experience if you want to go up or change to a new career.
Okay.
And then based on the storyline and what you're trying to go to, there's certain criteria you have to match.
That's what
Then
I'm
you get
That's what I'm
dogs.
currently sitting at. Also,
I don't want
hence I keep putting
Well,
points.
you
in
need
consume alcohol.
dogs.
The main thing is you have
Until
to
good
have
levels,
the
right?
trappings at least of
Yeah.
your target
Still.
career.
That's one early.
And if it's a higher level than first or second, then generally you're going to have some story piece that has to play into it.
Well,
also.
we forgot that with you anyways.
I do like
So, okay, so it is,
Big tail.
for simplicity, you guys are gathered at the Dwarven Mining Guild or Dwarven Engineers Guild. It's about 10 o'clock at night.
5 points of language magic.
Okay. What would you care to do?
Where are we at?
The Dwarven Engineers Guild.
Oh. It's at night?
Yes, it is.
How the hell did I end up here?
Because for simplicity, the group is all gathered up here to gather notes.
Just Dwarven Knight's the best place to be. You just
That's right.
Your subconscious told you to come over here.
Yeah, the nice
You
rocky
knew the
bed.
dwarf was going there, and you figured it was faster to meet him there rather than wait for him to get back to the old alien.
That sounds more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Andy's character is rehabilitating at the old alien, securing that freshly repaired door. all by himself.
You just want more abundance.
I do.
I'm not allowed in there.
Speaking of which,
So I'm chilling.
did you find out if they had any more?
But you, like I said, you guys are all together. You are in the main entryway.
Okay.
The dwarf is inside. He's just coming out, having talked to the engineers.
So are we heading to see Schutzman now, or are we waiting until tomorrow?
It is currently 10 o'clock.
I don't think he's in office.
Let's just wait till tomorrow.
They'll also probably already understand.
Want to go to the Red Moon Inn?
Sure.
He always wants to go there.
Let's
Of course
go.
you remember.
Every time I go, I have a good time.
Of course you remember that one, not the old ale inn.
The old ale inn is
It's all part of the charm
Wait a
of
second,
the
what-
place.
I don't like being there around midnight, though. We need to be there a little bit after midnight. You can go.
Okay.
He wants to make sure all the vampires are wide awake.
No.
Not when they're just waking up. They're groggy and stuff like that.
I'll even warn you and tell you that she's an enchantress. Her songs mesmerize the masses.
When better.
When do you want to go again?
Yeah. I'm having a
Even better.
great time every time I go there. I don't see the problem.
You're dealing with a wizard?
What?
You're dealing with a wizard or a witch?
I've been dealing with wizards and witches this whole time.
Who wants to go with me?
You're all assholes.
Anyone want to go with me to the Red Moon Inn?
Yeah.
Since the tall boy doesn't want to go?
It's the nicest thing anybody fits me.
But all wizards are assholes.
I'm not planning on going.
Ah!
They murdered her. I'm gonna go back.
Fancy.
I'll meet everybody back at the old LA.
Oh, wow, you actually remembered it.
Fancy.
I did only because you just said it. But I need to go check on the. Now I forgot the other one I'm actually staying at. The Arms.
Templar's Arms.
Templar's Arms.
Okay.
Just to make sure that guy's still in good health.
You remembered it.
Okay, so you're going to go check out the Templar's Arms
Yep.
and do some stuff there. You're heading to the Red Moon Inn by yourself with the dog. And the other three are doing what?
I'll go back to the tavern.
Okay, the old Inn, just some rest for the night.
Yep.
Okay,
Grease making 2 alcohol.
practice.
Women in the sewers. I'm not going to the Red Moon Inn. I'm going to go to the fucking tavern and clean up.
Okay.
I'll be going to college to do the same.
Gonna practice
Okay.
for 2 alcohol skill.
I also
It's been
been
a while.
hiring a,
Not really practice. It's how to consume alcohol.
someone to go around to the library.
Okay.
I've been noticing your XP has not went to consume alcohol as of recent.
Okay, so you head over to the Templar's
No,
Arms.
it hasn't.
Place looks normal, no disturbances per se. The owner's still there,
I can't buy it.
recognizes you. Because you're
Increased
back.
status.
It's only been a day or two.
Yep. I need a bath. And I glance to see if my bow's still up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, level 2 you can do it
Need a
also.
bath.
Okay.
You can still increase the skills.
And they'll let you get
previous
cleaned up and
tier.
everything.
All right.
You
And
just
I
can't
asked,
take the talents.
asked them to
okay,
launder my
okay.
clothes. I'll put on my fresh set that's in my pack.
Okay. They clean it up. It's cleaner. It's still somewhat discolored.
Grimy.
But I mean,
I'm used to it.
yeah, there's not much you can do about that about it at a certain point. But
No villain.
they're clean.
All right. But other than that, I'm going to get back to the. As soon as I know he's okay with my room, I'll check my room, make sure it's not been tampered with or rifled through.
No, nothing you can see has been disturbed.
All right.
I mean, you're not storing things there, are you?
No.
Yeah. So the room looks like it's unused as previous.
It'll
I
head
gotta
to
get
the
a guild license.
head to the old inn.
Okay.
You what?
I gotta get a guild license.
Okay.
For what? The rat catcher thing?
Physician 2
Oh wow.
to finish it.
Got to be a doctor. Got to prove he actually can heal people.
Are you
That may be challenging.
Are you physician too?
Yeah, I paid a long
You
time
already
ago.
have a license.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you're level 2 already, you had all the trappings to start with.
You need the trappings of the career you're trying to go in. So.
Oh, okay.
Right. Which might be a higher level
Oh, yeah.
guild license, but
But if you're swapping to, for example, rat catcher, you need like a dog and stuff like that.
none. But you need a vicious one. This one doesn't count anymore.
Yeah. It's a poodle today.
That's right. Poodles are vicious.
He's got the tame poodle.
You don't need a pistol.
So, you head to the Red Moon Inn. 11 o'clock or so.
There you go.
The place is open, but there's only a few people there at this point.
Okay, I'll ask to run a bath.
At the Red Moon Inn?
No, I wasn't going to the Red Moon Inn. I was going to the tavern to clean up.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm just not going to go tonight because I
Sure.
got to spend
Okay.
the
So
evening.
you guys retire to the.
Because we
to the
keep
old-
going to the fucking sewers.
Yes, you guys retire to the Old L Inn. You hang out there, get some rest, gets cleaned up and everything. Following morning, what would you guys like to do?
I'm hiring that researcher. Let's
Yes, you're going to have a researcher, and what are they going to do?
research the ley lines and waystones inside the swamp. To the leftmost side of the mine. The
West.
Shansu?
West.
Okay.
Yes, west.
Okay.
Specifically
Oh.
looking for any kind of damping stones, stuff like that.
I'm sure there's just
Damping stones?
still.
Okay.
Stuff to
Oh.
keep stuff locked inside. I'm trying to find a
Let's
way,
go, like, the
see if there's like a
Batman
broken
and
waystone
Barney's.
that allowed the
This isn't what I was
squid
talking about.
inside.
Far east? No,
Okay.
that's just close west.
Maybe find if there's a way to repair
Crap, all the way around the world.
Okay. Let's see. What is a scribe payment? What would it be? It's
Page like 330.
well,
Somewhere. It's in the consumer's guide.
I'm looking at what's the career
Oh,
paid.
Oh wow, my bus is
It's
not
gonna be
even
scribe.
two.
I looked. There is no scribe.
I swear there was.
What I would think.
wizard.
Yeah, right here. Priest, no.
Scribe.
Yeah, scholar.
Scholar.
Scholar. See, that's different. Okay, so a scholar is. Okay, student, scholar. You need a scholar. It will take. They have a payment rate of 2 silver for a week.
All right.
Doesn't know necessarily how long it's going to take. But you outfit them with 2 silver, and they'll start doing some research and let you know when they get some results.
I'm curious, you can hire a higher tier, or is it just the students?
You can. There is. Give me a percentile roll. Your straight percentile.
All right. It has the rates for scribes. In the
Where?
back of the book. 309.
Okay.
Scribes, portiers, doctors, lawyers, seasoned mercenaries, local scouts.
Hold on. Consumer guide.
It's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, I figured it might be. This is.
How's when you say, thank you, George, for costing me more money?
Right.
Absolutely. Anything for the wizard.
Hirelings. Okay. So, what'd you roll?
I don't think you love there.
No,
Okay.
you want to keep the evil
So,
back.
you want to hire
He's on the
a
list.
scribe who, well, a scribe would translate. But they are, a daily cost is going to cost you 6 silver. Okay.
All right.
You don't know how many days it's going to take for them to get any information or conclude that there is no such information.
That's fine.
Okay. So, based on the ask, they're going to ask for, I'll say, 3 days up front. So 18 silver.
All right.
And then we will determine how long or if they find any information and so forth. Go ahead and mark that off.
Yep.
And they start researching magical ley lines and similar things in the swamp. Okay, so next morning, you guys wake up, 6 o'clock, sounds of the city waking you up. What, if anything, would you like to do, or would you like to sleep in?
Was I able to get cleaned up the night before?
Yes.
Not sleeping out. Waste of time.
Okay. 6 a.m., you wake up loudly and get everybody going.
I will
Kill
go
the dwarf.
into the
then-
morning crowd
Okay.
and acquire wealth.
Okay, so you're going to do some pickpocketing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go speak with the priest some more.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to assemble everyone to go to the Schutzman.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I
But
hate
you
that.
guys are
I'm
still sleeping. You said you were sleeping in.
No, I said we're getting up extra early.
Yeah,
Oh.
he specifically wakes everybody up at 6 a.m. The sun is
Dude.
the sun is barely peeking over the walls of Middenheim, and the dwarf is standing over you saying, "Get up!"
Shit, we're in a city in the northern part of the. Dude, they'd be like 3 hours before the sun came up.
Probably.
Why, dwarf?
The dwarf is
You gotta
happily
get there.
Dwarf is
To cross
happily
town
sitting
takes
next to him
several
saying, "I'm
hours.
ready to go."
You know
The-
what?
the
You
dog
think you would thank me? Like several hours get across town. That's what I'm saying. You would thank me for heading off the trip to the witch hunters. Come on, I gave you
do
darn
appreciate it, but we got work to do.
Fine. While we're walking there, I will acquire
Absolutely
some.
trying to pickpocket some people.
I'll walk behind the dwarf so he doesn't see it.
Okay.
I wouldn't see it.
Smack! Put it back. Smack! Put
I probably wouldn't even see if you're doing it right in front of me.
It's still your coin purse.
He puts his helmet on. Unless you're like right in front of him, he's not seeing it.
I don't care how often you walk into shit.
All the time. He just doesn't feel it because of that Grommel armor.
He's walking along and he takes out like a porch beam and fucking.
He
Porch falls behind
he
him.
walks through the market stalls and just smashes things left and right.
Man.
No, the hanging sign.
Speaking of that, did you guys watch Secret Level?
No, not yet.
You gotta watch the 40K Secret Level.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's so
We
good.
have it on the thing.
So good.
So what skill?
Shut up, man.
What skill is lockpicking? Is it lock or is pickpocketing? Is it
It's,
pickpocketing?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Would you like me to roll a blind?
I will need. Well, you know how good it is. Okay, so with a full night's rest for everybody, since nobody had any illicit activities, everybody's reset as far as their fortune and resolve.
Yeah, I got one fortune back. I think.
However many you might have had.
I don't even know where that's marked.
Does the GM feel generous in giving me one?
No,
Shit.
GM is not that generous.
Eric's sitting here with 3 fortune and 2 fate. He's fine.
I have 0 resolve and 0 resilience. But you get 1 for.
Halflings, I think, have different starting.
Did you not program your permanents in?
Probably not.
Yeah. You have.
You may not have any.
You have 1 token.
Okay. Okay, skill is opposed by the opposed perception skill of the target. You can help it. You can use it to help your gamble skill. Generally, don't use it during combat. Etc. So, okay, give me a roll. Let's see what you get.
Okay. I'll do 0 challenging dexterity. Blind GM roll.
The elf gets pickpocketed by the half.
Do I go to jail?
Okay. You pickpocket your way through the crowds as you head across, end up scoring about 19 brass
Okay.
from various peasants and so forth walking the streets.
You stole their inheritance.
Yeah, they should have secured it better. So, what, 29?
30.
Okay. Halfling pockets his ill-gotten gains as you guys approach the City Watch's headquarters with Schutzman.
Watching your income's born tick up.
His encumbrance is so bad that we can physically see the coins making an impact.
Every time I had a coin, there's a big chunk of the bar coming up.
That's ridiculous.
Coins are heavy.
Notice it until he pointed it out.
Coins
I'm
are
like,
heavy. Especially for halflings.
If I eat a heavy meal, I'm encumbered.
That's because these are human-sized coins.
Yes.
I'm not
They're
worried.
like this big compared to
No,
me.
If that's
Okay, so you guys are at Schutzman's office.
Barrel.
As you guys approach, the place looks like it's normal. I mean, nothing particularly unusual, except for the presence of what looks like a royal coach off on the side. The driver sitting there watching the crowd and everything. It's unusual because I haven't seen that here at this building when you get here.
Okay.
Okay. But otherwise, you are brought in to talk to Schutzman. By the time you guys get there and actually get some time with Schutzman, it's about 9 a.m.
See, it's a good thing we showed up early.
Yep.
On the wait list.
You're brought in.
You'd break the wait list.
Schutzman is behind his desk. He looks up as you guys walk in, moving some paperwork around and everything. Said, "Oh, excellent, great timing. I was just about to send a messenger for you guys."
Great.
We had nothing to
Convenient.
do with it.
Why, I would hope not.
I literally stand behind the dwarf.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm just gonna kind of lean past him, like,
We got a bit of a problem in town. We need your guys' specialized skills. And I'll remind you, I'll ask again. This needs to be kept quiet. Okay.
That went well last time.
As specialized as your skills are, thus far you haven't been that successful on the quiet part.
Because we've
Okay.
got 2 people in the group just walk around. Blah, 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 blah.
I haven't showed my badge once.
Yes, I agree with you, Elf. You also have several that make a lot of noise just walking around. Okay,
I'm pretty stealthy. I have stealth skill. I'm trained.
so
With that 6.
I'm currently not making any noise.
if I stand still, nobody hears me.
No, it's just an armor stand. It's just
All you
an
hear
armor
is those-
stand.
That's the halfling behind him.
Riding in his
Honestly,
Okay.
George could probably form as an armor stand. Like, trying to be one.
So, you guys are all here, which is good. You need to talk to all of you. You've been summoned by a messenger. Okay, whether or not the group, since I don't think the group picked you up.
No.
A messenger arrived at the college earlier this morning saying you've been requested to head to Schutzman.
That's fine.
Okay. Again, I have to swear you all to sincere secrecy. Not a word is to leave this room. Okay. Perhaps you've heard of the artifact referred to as the Helm of the Rat Slayer. It's also known as Mandred's Crown. Normally, it resides in its chapel in the Midden Palace. It's the helm the Emperor Mandred made from the skull of the Rat King in the Great War of Liberation nearly 1,500 years ago. Powerful relic, the Graph displays it once a year as a symbol of Middenheim's invincibility. Okay? It's been stolen. We fear it may be part of a larger plot against the city itself. The documents you recovered from Jarmund and from Vizier Bar, the necromancer, suggest an alliance between the Purple Hand and, although I still struggle to believe this, the creatures known as the Skaven.
What was the name of this helmet?
The Helm of the Rat Slayer. It's also known as Mandred's Crown.
Very good.
Okay?
What was it last seen?
A couple days ago. You can understand our concerns. Confirmation of the existence of Skaven could lead to riots, especially if they're behind the theft of the crown. Here is a list of recent thefts reported to the Watch. We think the theft of Mandred's crown was the culmination of a series, but we need to know who, and we need to know why. Need you to start at the Midden Palace, then follow the trail wherever it leads. Be discreet, but dogged. Try to avoid killing people.
Don't look at me.
Murder dagger.
A word of caution. Besides us in this room, only the Graph, the Midden Marshals, and the Knights Panther who were there know of the helmet's theft.
Were any of the Knights Panther killed?
No. It must remain that way. A carriage is waiting for you outside. Please leave immediately.
Okay. Wait. Didn't you just deny, like 2 days ago, that the Skaven existed?
No, he didn't.
He did not
You
confirm.
kept calling them rat guys
He
or
just
whatever.
didn't believe you.
He still doesn't believe it.
So, hey, speaking of that, we killed some sort of a rat thing that murdered Haish. It was wearing some sort of a disgusting undead-like robe that the wizard guy said was magical, but it was made from scalps, so we destroyed it.
Okay. Do you have any proof of this?
I'll give him. You destroyed it? I give him the sword.
Okay.
Didn't you destroy it? I don't know that you guys destroyed it.
Yeah.
You haven't told us, so I wouldn't have said destroyed it.
You turned it over to the college.
I turned it over. Apparently, we turned it over to the college.
Obtained.
Okay.
Obtained.
We will reach out to the college for their assistance with that and investigation of any such artifacts. He takes the sword and
You're not
turns it
saying
in.
anything?
No?
Nice.
No need, it's destroyed already.
Hold on.
There you go.
We need to clarify something with the wizard here, sir.
Okay.
He's been very vocal about his remit and the fact that he's his mission in life and his order's mission in life is to prevent the spread of the knowledge of the Skaven, who, since we are now openly admitting that they exist, we're trying to avoid the public getting to know them.
Yes, it would be a bad thing if Skaven actually exist for the public to be aware of it. It would lead to riots and rebellion and all sorts of other problems.
I am totally on board.
I am not convinced it is Skaven or such creatures known as Skaven behind this. Indications are strong, and certainly the feedback you're giving me, plus this sword and this cloak or whatever it was that you had, would point in that direction. And I'm inclined to believe adventurers such as yourself having encountered these things. But without direct proof and evidence, I'm not going to go to the graph with such news.
Okay. I just... Are we okay to know? Because I understand that I'm worried.
You don't ever remember forgetting about them.
I'm worried that you're going to want to get us killed. Are you going to be a problem?
As long as you stay quiet, then I won't.
I am nothing but discretion.
The two halflings behind him say, neither are we.
How do you...
Quick, tell the guild!
Tell all lollipops.
I before we walk out of this room, I want your assurance that you're not going to get us murdered.
You're gonna believe him if he says it?
Yeah.
It will at least be somewhat legally binding in front of the graph guy here.
Schutzman.
In all fairness,
Schutzman.
how do you even know
Thanks for the promotion.
He definitely doesn't care.
Yeah, I know.
In all fairness, how do you even know it was a Skaven rather than a beastman? Or some kind of demon? Because, I mean, what kind of living creature do you know that just evaporates when you kill it? That is made of
creature
was that?
flies around with a bag of
Evaporated?
foreheads.
He turned into like a
Plenty
puff
of
of
bad
green
things.
smoke or something when after he died, left behind his weapons.
Sounds
and-
like chaos magic to me.
Yeah,
I agree.
Witchcraft.
I agree.
We've already proved that there was a wizard type person involved. Oh, and his blood was black. It wasn't red.
So some kind of undead creature.
Yeah.
Demon.
Not
This guy shot his arm off with a crossbow bolt, and the thing just kept on fighting on like it was nothing.
Well,
Didn't even
it
scream.
may be one of Vizier Bar's zombies. that
No,
supported previously.
that wasn't a zombie.
It was very fast
Too
and
agile.
very nimble.
It
Too
bled.
agile.
It was alive.
We have had reports of fast zombies.
Have you not seen 28 Days Later?
Those are called
Actually,
running
28
zombies.
years later is coming
Oh,
out.
I know, I'm excited.
Yes, we're talking 1,500 years later.
Those are called runners.
Either way, he was a pretty wicked assassin. He almost took the arm off of one of our members who's not here right now. I don't know if you noticed that. With a some sort of a show him one of them stars.
They didn't keep any.
And he
Uh-huh.
did.
I kept the sword.
Sword did.
I happen to know because he did exactly what I was going to do if somebody else didn't do it. But anyway, he also used poison.
Okay.
You can keep the sword. It's too encumbered for me.
Dwarf might move slow.
Don't look at me.
Now you're fast. Anyways,
I'm afraid to touch these things.
Yeah, he was that- We did track him down to the sewers. He came out of the sewer, killed, it seemed to be without any issue, 2 mercenaries we had paid to protect Haish and Haish,
Are
and
you
then
really
went back into the
surprised?
sewer system.
Are you really surprised he was able to kill him? Did you see how fast that thing moved? And like you said, he took its arm off and it didn't even flinch.
And in all fairness, these are the same mercenaries that you were able to beat.
I could kill everyone in this party if I wanted to.
Not that scared.
I could do it easy.
Be smart.
Maybe have some problems with the
as,
dwarf.
as much
And go.
as much as this political intrigue is, there's a theft to resolve,
Yes.
and somebody has the crown.
Nice.
We will try
Oh,
to do our best.
Fair enough. Are we, since now we are taking on even more responsibility, or is our pay going to increase? Because our expenses are far outstripping our income.
What expenses have you had?
We've had to bribe officials. We've had to buy equipment. We've had to buy lodging. We've had to buy food. We've had to buy medical services. We've had to buy burials. We had to bribe a lot of fucking people along the way. Because we're not allowed to use our super secret badges to prove who we are, which means they're not fucking worth anything.
Okay. But they've come in handy a few times, as the reports have come to my desk.
Have they though?
They've been
It
one
did-
time they came in useful.
It didn't take very long before the group were showing off the badges when you originally got them.
Well, in all fairness, I had 7
I
cards
know,
pointed
that
at
took me like 10 minutes.
I had 7 cards pointed crossbows at me.
But my point still stands, sir, is that, I mean, we keep going in the sewers. Do you know how expensive baths are? And we're having to take them daily. Daily, man. Who takes a bath every day?
That is a hardship, I agree. Tell you what, if you can act with haste, recover the crown with minimal noise, we can talk about additional compensation.
All right, I walk out of
Can
there.
I see this
Okay.
list?
Currently, the elf has it, or the ranger has it.
Can the
Right.
ranger read?
Oh.
I don't know. Can you?
Ah,
Okay.
Apparently not.
Please don't read if you cannot read. You don't get to read the note.
Was there anything unique about this crown other than the fact that it was made of ratnin skull?
No,
Any,
humans.
any rumored magical artifacts, stuff like that?
Well, yes, it's Mandred's crown worn by the emperor when he defeated the enemy in the Great War of Liberation.
I technically am not even in the room.
How did this thing go missing?
You'll have to talk with the guards, the Night Panthers, at the place. They're waiting for you at the palace. As I've stated, the Graf has sent a coach.
I'm in the coach, by the way.
Okay.
I love being annoying to this man.
Yes.
It is so funny. Okay, fine.
And take these other 2 halflings with you.
Does he have any food or anything he's been
No.
eating? Damn it.
It's a little rhino.
I knock on the dwarf's
question.
armor. Let's go.
one moment. I'm waiting for the wizard.
Let's go.
All right. These are very vague.
I can also read.
I'm the only one that can't.
Yeah, we went from a group of people that couldn't read to a group of people that can.
It's
Well,
because I
first-
kept handing out notes and nobody could read them.
And we
I
all
could.
also have
The priest could.
Andy can't read either.
This is a very
Not at first, though. I remember he couldn't at first.
I worked my butt off to get to where I could read.
It's just like the Battletug. You guys really haven't had consistent fighting, so Battletug hasn't been a major drawback yet.
You're the only one that has battle tongue.
If and when that changes,
I have it.
people will probably spend experience on Battletug
Great.
when they can.
I have
the
yet to
wizard
have a
and the-
class that has it.
The wizard and the dwarf are the only ones with battle tongue.
I wasn't paying
We can
attention.
argue
What's
with each
this
other
about?
during combat.
That's other thefts.
Other thefts. That
Oh.
might be connected.
So, book.
Anyway, on the way out, I'm going to
And
just make
musical
Yeah,
stuff.
stuff.
Chaos artifacts.
It's more
Astronomical
accurate than
things.
that, but it's still
Warn them
vague.
about such things.
Okay,
No.
he's trying to confiscate things.
Yes.
Okay,
I will warn them about that on the way out.
okay. He says definitely be careful with that.
What is a libretto?
He also informs you
I guess.
that he's working on putting together a special team working with the road wardens to provide assistance if it becomes necessary.
Are you looking it up?
I'll start my march.
The text of an opera. So this is all written stuff except for one thing. To
It can still also be written.
Otmar Zufal's residence.
No, we still have to go to.
Yeah. What is-
No, we just talked about this.
Yeah. Just get the damn coach. They'll take us where we need to go. God.
All right, I go to the coach.
Are you sure I can't pin
I
this
turned and
halfway
go the
to
other way.
I go to the coach.
Are you
We-
sure I
we
can't
need to
pin
go
this
to
halfway
this
the
place.
wall? Please.
No, you don't. That's the wrong one.
No, it's the only one that sticks out.
No, we're
different
going
than
where the
rest.
crown was stolen from first.
Who
I
gave the
would
parchment
say
to the
that's
halfling?
Fine.
I would say the astronomical research notes are a very, very big part of what's about to happen.
Okay. All 5 of you, plus the dog, plus the 2 halflings, climb into the coach. And the coach immediately whips the horses and races off at great speed through the city. Merely moments later, it's like light speed for the dwarf. You guys pull up to the palace along one of the side walls of it. There's a couple of night panthers that meet you. They take you to a side entryway and down what appears to be functionally an abandoned hallway. Okay, no lights or anything. They grab a lantern and lead you down a little used stairwell down to what appears to be an ancient basement level deep underneath the palace.
All right, hold on, please.
Yeah. I can try.
Watching for changes in the wind.
Okay. You get a sense of the further down you go, the winds calm and then dissipate completely. Okay. They pass through several series of locked and guarded doors before eventually coming to a stop before a set of ornately decorated doors, the carvings showing men fighting rat-like beastmen. There, you guys are introduced to Franz, the guard that was on duty that night. The Knights Panther sergeant orders him to tell his story, where he explains that everything was quiet, like normal. Following procedure, he and the prior guard verified that the helmet was secure, then they locked the door. Okay? Every few hours, during a shift change, that's what they do. One guy stands outside the locked door basically for 3 hours at a time. And then when they do a shift change, they open the door, verify the helmet's there, close the door, lock it, done. And they stand there just guarding this helmet.
That has got to be the easiest job in the world.
So I couldn't do it.
It would drive me insane.
They locked the door. Then it was the oddest thing. Soon after, I heard a clatter, then the sounds of rolling dice. But none of us would gamble on duty by Ulrich's sword. When I went into the chapel to check, it was gone.
Can we do an intuition on that lie?
Sure.
That very clear lie.
Yeah.
I'll do blind.
They open up the door and let you in. Inside is a chapel to Ulrich. It sounds. I mean, he from what you know of the Knights Panthers and with his words and everything, yeah, you get the impression he's telling the straight truth and so forth. He doesn't have any indication that.
Why would this man lie about this?
Yeah.
All right.
Any marks of the Grey College or winds?
No winds at all. No markings from the Grey College. Inside is a chapel and a shrine to Ulrich with numerous weapons racks, armor racks, banners, all obviously ancient from the time of Mandred. In the center is a large stone podium where the crown obviously rested, or the helmet. It's completely empty. The only thing they found when they looked around is a silver shilling that wasn't there obviously before, with an X scratched onto the head.
Do you have the shilling?
Sure.
Look at the shilling. Does it?
Just looks like a normal shilling. It just had on the head's side, on the head of the graph, it has an X crossed through it.
All right, I'll walk up to him.
Appears the
Does this look magical to you?
And I'm holding out my hands. Can you place it in my palm?
Walk that back.
Sure.
All right, I start looking
Definitely
around,
not a good idea.
checking for I would assume they'd keep the place clean, so there's probably not dust.
Oh yeah, there's no dust. There's nothing. I mean, it's a holy room effectively.
Now, any type of venting, drainage.
Nope, nothing like that in the ship.
Checking to see if the coin's magical.
It's not magical.
Did you guys move all the tapestries?
Yes,
Let's go check behind the tapestries.
The room is made out of stone, correct?
correct.
could I use my geology skill
Sure.
to see if there's any secret passageways or ways
Sure.
they could get through?
Sure. Give me a blind geology roll.
Really creative.
I don't have any helpful skills in this.
I'm gonna break out the magnifying glass
Because
I
there's
have.
no road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break out the magnifying glass I have
Okay.
and start trying to check fine details, things like that, for
Okay.
any signs of scrapes, scratches, movement of anything.
Yeah, the guards patiently wait for you guys to check the room however you wish to, as long as you're not disturbing any of the existing artifacts.
Wait, there's other
Or damp.
artifacts in there?
He
The
just
room
said,
is filled
You
with
are not
armor,
listening to
weapons, and
anything.
bandages.
I'm not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I really am.
Sure.
he like went into a
Check my-
detailed explanation of everything that was in like
My brain
Doing
is
a
just not
detailed
working
check
tonight.
of the podium.
You and me both.
Okay. Yeah, the room otherwise is completely empty, other than, I mean, the podium and everything. There's no other indications. The only thing they found when they searched the room was a silver shilling. Checking around the room behind banners, etc., there's no other entrances, exits, or openings in the wall, and no secret panels.
no marks on the floor, dust of any sort that may
Yeah.
have been dropped from spell components, if there is such a thing.
No.
Is there a way to teleport as a wizard?
Plenty.
You'd have to know where you're going to, right?
Are you a wizard?
No, but I
From your
Then
geology,
how would you know?
because I talk to one all the time. This guy was an absolute compared.
he's right here, don't you know?
Some form.
He talks to the corner.
Can I?
We're gonna proceed, learn.
Can I attempt to?
It's just a corner of his eye all the time.
What's that?
Can I ask the guards to see if anybody has been inside the room examining any of the artifacts?
Nobody has
recently?
visited the shrine for weeks.
Who was the last one?
Yes.
Magical beastman is a
The couple of the
Hold on.
couple of the senior captains came down here at one point to replace some of the stuff.
What they
Wait.
replace?
They just swapped out or cleaned up some of the gear and so forth.
Okay.
I mean, everything just routine sort of stuff is what they're describing.
Okay.
From their testimony, their information, like I said, the only thing they heard, and again, like you said, this would be a unbelievably boring job,
Mhm.
but from their standpoint, it's a place of honor. I mean, they're like the Queen's Guard type thing, guarding the crown jewels. The only thing that they found strange was they heard a clatter. They heard the sounds of rolling dice. And then when they opened the door and checked, the crown was gone with no indication of who, how, or why.
The sounds that you heard, because you haven't specified this, Sean, maybe it's because you're assuming that we understand it that way, or maybe I missed something. The sounds they heard were from behind the door inside the chamber.
Yes.
Great.
How can you tell whether or not somebody's been put underneath the spell?
There's no magic here whatsoever. This place is dope. This place is completely null of magic.
Athlete, when was the
These
when
magical artifacts aren't giving off any magic. I have no clue what's going on
Is there a
because
date on it?
Sure. It's like 4 years old.
It's 4 years old.
I have no clue what's going on here because there isn't any signs of magic whatsoever. Everywhere the sewers had magic, and this place is completely null.
Elf takes +1 so
That's how you pickpocket somebody.
try it.
That's all right. Just more practice for me later.
Right?
I'll just keep taking your silver until I get the one I want.
But I do want to. I pull it back out and take the magnifying glass and see if I can determine what may have caused the scratches.
Okay. Looks like something small and sharp. Like a knife blade or
Jesus
something
Christ.
Can I?
Amazing.
Sherlock Holmes over here.
Can I?
Something sharp made these scratches.
Can I examine?
It doesn't. I mean, with a magnifying glass and everything, you're really not able to tell much more
He's
than
gonna
that.
complain in like 2 months, and we still haven't solved this thread.
I told you it was sharp and small.
Yeah. Oh well, fuck.
Why haven't you figured that out?
That is obviously the knife of Sir Johnson from 9 streets over this
Well,
one.
if only you knew somebody who had a small, sharp knife.
I've already found this.
Frustrating because I know what's happened here, but I don't know a way to explain it in my character.
Can I
Yeah.
examine the podium?
Have at it. The podium is
Like-
yours.
Literally.
Okay, now we're going to climb on the podium.
That podium right over there. Go stand behind
Anyways,
it.
the podium is just like a stone
Yeah, a
pillar
podium.
type thing.
Yeah. Any like scratches near it
No.
at all?
Nope. Seems undisturbed, undamaged.
Did they hear like metal dice, bone dice?
They're
plastic
not
dice?
sure what the dice were made. They heard a clatter, like something large had fallen over.
But you
metal
found
on
nothing
stone.
disturbed.
Correct. There was nothing disturbed in the room.
And the sound of dice.
Can I?
Okay.
And no artifacts look damaged, like scuffed or scratched.
No, none of the artifacts look like. I mean, it's a chapel. There are light sources like candles and things like that. There's armor. There's weapons. There's tabards and banners and things like that. All the signs of artifacts from an ancient military general. Okay, held in great esteem because again, the crown is revealed once a year to demonstrate why Middenheim is invincible.
How often do you guys inventory the room?
Every 3 hours.
Oh.
Can I?
Every 3 hours, they look into the room, they verify everything's where it's supposed to be, then they close the door, lock it, and do a guard shift.
Why?
Because that's the tradition. That's what we do.
Something could be theft. But
Can
it
I-
just happened.
And this happened between door openings? Or did it happen?
It
right
happened
before?
shortly before we opened the door.
So
So it was right about the time you were about to do a change.
Yes, it was as we were doing a shift change.
Had you opened the door before or after you
We
heard
opened the
noise?
door, we closed, checked, verified everything was there. Then we closed it, locked the door.
Then they were
Short time later, we heard some noises. When we went to open the door again, everything was as it was,
Is it
but the crown was gone.
when you guys enter into the room
Mhm.
to do your inventory? Do you leave the door open typically while you do your inventory?
Sure.
Well, trained guard. No one would just walk past.
Dark hallway, right? Something was hiding in the dark hallway. They opened the door. It ran
them.
in.
They have lanterns.
Grabbed the
They have lanterns. It's not dark.
ran in, hid, or grabbed the item and then poofed out with magic.
This Skaven would just kill them.
Not necessarily. Skaven are smart, right?
If we're
I
making
want to
the
look in the
assumption
room
they
and
use
see if there's
magic,
any artifact
poof
in
out,
there
they just went
that looks like if it was dropped, it would make a similar sound to dice falling.
Thank you.
Like someone got in there, knocked over something, then quickly put it back where it was before leaving.
That's why I was looking for scuff damage and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, there's.
Just a pair of dice.
Give me a perception check.
Oh yes.
Can I do that too?
Sure. You all can.
since that's part of what I was looking for,
You all can.
I don't know if it's going to matter, but
I'll even have mine.
Oh wait, I need to do blind. Oh wait, good, it didn't roll yet.
I'm telling you, have it solved. You can thank me tomorrow.
You should become an investigator.
average.
Yeah.
How boring is that, though?
He's an elf. They're always boring.
And it's
That's some
private.
life to the job.
I tried to take him to get a drink.
Blind
last night.
gym?
No.
Yeah.
And
Your elves are
I
allergic to
added
alcohol.
my magnifying glass.
Okay.
Okay.
So you look around.
No credits could be had.
Nothing of note. There's nothing here that would sound like rolling dice. I mean, there's nothing that small. It'd be a fairly large noise. But Heinrich, you notice one of the candelabras. Well, they're like a
Yeah,
tall
yes.
type thing with candles on the top.
I know what it is.
By the pillar by the stand, has a small dent on one side of the thing.
One side,
That's
which
exactly
so
what I was looking
podium.
for.
Okay.
Okay, so
Not perceptive.
can I attempt to I guess move it and
That's what I
take a
know.
look
Sure.
around over there?
Sure. I mean, just a freestanding thing.
Okay,
Let's roll out.
I let the elf know.
Okay. Hey, this moves.
Mhm.
Well, it's already supposed to move, but
Well, it
Yeah, it
has-
is supposed to move.
I figured as much.
It's frustrating.
and it's close to the
What
pillar.
would your character?
Podium,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Which
right,
line
it's right
that's
next to
in?
the pillar. It just
Well, ask him.
illuminates the crown when it's there.
All right.
Okay.
As a
We're
player,
all adult enough to not metagame that.
As a player, I know I feel I know what's happening. However, I don't know if my character would know this information, or at least maybe have heard their rumors.
Or maybe it doesn't exist in Sean's world.
Yeah.
Dwarf smash.
So I'll message you it. You determine whether or not my character would know that information.
I was going to try and turn it to see if it opens a secret passage, but then he said it looked friendly.
Yeah, it's just
But
freestanding.
I got a bad bunch of
I'm going to see if the pillar itself will move.
It's heavy, but yeah, you can slide it.
Is there any type of opening underneath it?
No.
Okay.
It's a good guess.
So,
This room has.
just so I understand the time of events, right? The chronology.
Leached it.
You open the door. You go in. You start doing your eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You hear the rattle of the dice. You leave. Shut the door.
Left, shut the door. A little while later, then they hear the rattle.
Right. That's what I was wondering. And then you open the door.
And everything was normal, except the crown was missing.
I'm telling you, I think
I don't care.
whoever
I'm
stole
fine with
this just waited for them in the hallway.
You've
waited
heard
till
of
they
such
opened the
things?
door,
Sure.
Ran in.
I'm not going to tell you whether
knocked
it's
over
real or
glass,
not. But
All right. So
and then ran out when they left.
I agree.
as to the dice situation, there are rumors amidst the colleges and from where I live that higher ranking Skaven, specifically spellcasters, use some form of warpstone dice to ascertain the location of magical items. That they can just think whatever item they want, roll the dice, and if it floats and points in the direction of the item, you found the item.
So like one of them could have run in here, rolled the dice, been like, "Oh, that's what I need."
Yeah.
And then grabbed it.
That's fully what I think happened. I think they foofed in, hit something, or hid in the candelabra.
Though, do the Knights Panther know about this Skaven?
the Night Panthers are aware of the fact that the crown has been stolen.
But are they aware
Yeah.
of the existence of Skaven?
Unless you guys are
guarding the
specifically
room.
telling them, they're not particularly paying attention either. They're there to guard the
I
treasure
was just
room.
wondering if we're gonna have to murder them now because they've heard him talking about Skaven.
I guess that's up.
We've
to
all been talking about Skaven 1, and they're guarding a room with a giant
How is the door
Skaven
made?
inlay on the door.
How is the door made?
it's
Fair
Skaven-
enough.
And a
It's
Skaven skull on a
thick
podium.
iron door crafted.
Maybe I'm
ages
just taking
ago.
your job more seriously than you are.
So they wouldn't be able to hear just regular dice rolling. It's a big, heavy, reinforced metal door.
Yeah.
So
metal
it's
dice.
not. It's
So
not.
maybe supernatural dice,
I,
or not dice.
I think the candelabra fell, making a similar dice sound of like it's hitting on the side, rather than supernatural dice.
Can I see what might
I mean-
have dented the
Since
candelabra?
we have since we have more evidence
You can
that
conclude
points the
whatever you want.
candelabra
There's no
instead
indication
of
of anything other than-
supernatural story.
Like I said, a small dent in the candelabra.
Can I see like if it's on on the floor where it dented?
No,
Like,
there's no
if-
indication of damage on the floor.
Test this.
But when if you lay the candelabra down, it does. I mean, it matches up with where it would have hit the ground, but
Why
there's
don't
no markings.
Yeah, why don't you guys go out of the room?
Uh-huh.
The two knights. Right, shut the door. Promise we won't steal anything.
No, we'll leave one in the room.
Okay, that's fine. I don't
Okay.
care.
They're not going to leave you guys.
All right.
in the
As soon as he
treasure room
shuts the
and
door, I'll just knock the candelabra over.
stuff. Okay, it crashes to the ground.
Okay. Look at the knight.
The knight that's in the room is concerned while you're throwing things on the ground. After a moment or two, they open the door up, and the guy that was outside, the one that was on duty, he said, "Yeah, that was the sound."
I'm a genius.
Which sound? The crash or the dice?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Alright.
Crash or the dice, or just the crash?
The crash. I mean, it sounded exactly like what we heard, but when we opened the door, everything was normal.
Well, that's dwarf smash.
I'm baffled.
Can actually pull out
I'm not.
Skaven knowledge.
But I'm not going to say anything else.
Right.
Because I keep using stuff or saying stuff that they're
That's
like,
annoying.
"Hey, wizard." I'm like, shit.
Just keep bringing up Erdem. Then
Don't
Even I, hey,
don't consult the imaginary wizard next to you any further.
Where's the candelabra set?
Just ignore him. It's like
do you have schizophrenia?
4 or 5
You
feet
keep
away
seeing
from
her
the
in
stand where
corners
the helmet
of her
was.
eyes.
Then that was
Telling
kind of
you.
the area around where this game.
I still really do feel like he's
Everything's normal as far as you guys can tell.
I don't like the fact that he couldn't
I
talk back.
examined the like tapestries, stuff like that around the area.
Okay, they're all along the walls and everything.
Yeah.
A fair distance away from the stand, but otherwise
Sure.
they're just ancient cloth.
I am trying to determine what was on the tapestries rather than what the behind the tapestries. stuff like
Various military heraldry from
What?
Mandarin's
that.
time.
Okay, nothing like.
No, I already asked.
Oh, okay.
He said
There's no like tapestries of battle showing what the front. Like,
No,
stuff
they're not
on the
tapestries. They're banners.
Charlotte
They're like
Stone
war
Room.
banners.
There's
Oh,
no
type stuff.
venting of any sort. in
And
this
I'm gonna
room.
go to the door.
Correct.
I'm gonna go to the door and check that to see if
You're a
there's
sneaky boy.
similar.
Do you think you could have made it past these
The
guys?
interior of the door is not really
Looks like
decorated.
they left the door
The
open,
exterior
you
of the
walk in.
door is decorated
You don't
with a
think so?
picture of soldiers
Without
fighting
being able to somehow,
some sort of what was their
make
description?
myself
Be
unseen.
careful.
I can be
Carving
pretty
showing
damn
men
stealthy,
fighting
but
rat-like
invisible
beasts.
Oh no, I've seen, not seen.
There's no like head.
in the
Like
woods.
there's
No, it's
Sure,
not.
I'm
There's no
dead.
central figure or anything like
Thank
that.
you.
that's the work. That's
Bless
similar to what I was doing.
Thank you.
Are they wearing helmets like his?
Are the guards wearing helmets like
Huh?
the dwarfs?
Huh?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there?
Are they wearing full plate helmets?
Yes.
There you go.
So they still can't see shit.
Well, they have their visors up and they're paying attention.
Yeah.
That in most of the time you don't wearing the helmet.
Correct.
I mean, the Ironbreaker's the exception.
Are there-
I think somebody snuck in there when they opened the door.
Are there any, like, not windows, but like hatches on the ceiling or
No.
anything?
No. You guys have been over the room several times.
Mission Impossible.
You guys have been over the. I mean,
Bum, 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 bum.
you guys haven't climbed on the vaulted ceilings per se, but
Ah.
yes, there's no
Dwarf, get up
indications.
there.
There's no indications of any other openings into or out of the room in this area. It's effectively a
This is
locked room.
strength-based test.
Gosh, yeah. I can easily do it.
I don't think I would be able to cast magic in this area. Due to
Try it.
whatever it.
Try it,
Well,
yeah.
well, I'm stumped.
Fireball.
What I was going to go with
That's how
is
big
my
it
shadow
was.
can maneuver in between your fear magic.
I'll be outside.
I'll be more worried about the artifact, the priceless historical artifacts in the
My-
room, and then him miscasting.
Yeah.
What do you mean by miscast?
You've seen what happens.
I just know you're evil.
You
and I don't
glue
want to
really
hear you.
brightly.
Yeah. That's
Well,
really
no.
various.
You
different
saw the
effects.
previous wizard who
I
burned
also-
himself to death
Yeah, that's right. I did put him out of his misery.
in a rather horrible method.
I
Oh, I
also
put him out of his misery.
You've also seen me have a seizure on the floor.
I totally forgot about that.
Thus, the reason you're afraid of magic.
No,
No, that was
the
him
fear magic was
miscasting
me.
Okay.
I was fine with magic. I just
Yes.
let them burn themselves up.
My-
I don't
Then
care.
under that
I
case,
miscast
I'll go
3
outside.
times during that
But
one
what
spell.
I'm envisioning is I take
All of my clothes came off.
shadow.
My
My shadow
backpack's
can,
open,
while it
and
has
I
the
start
same
bleeding.
form as a human, it can also go into cracks, stuff like that. So I check the ceiling for any seals.
I think we're overthinking it.
Yes, please. I'm
I
stumped.
think what you're saying is exactly what happened, but I don't think it was done by simple natural means.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, I'm stealthy. I could probably get past the 2 guards into the room with them, but
The 2 halflings shut up. We can do it.
Why are you following me everywhere?
but I would. I mean, look at these 2 guys. They obviously aren't very bright.
We're your nurses. You forgot about us already.
They're as blind as any other typical human, so I could easily get past them. But it's the idea that, I mean, you'd have to be able to hide in the room. What?
I agree that you're a stealthy character, certainly, and you have a lot of training. The situation and the entranceway, especially with lanterns, I would agree. It's even with your skill, you think it'd be practically impossible to get past a armed, alert, attentive guard. Okay, let alone 2 guards actively doing a shift change.
Yep.
Which is kind of why I'm saying there's some kind of
Okay.
Teleportation.
Something else is at play.
Okay, I'm done. I turn around and start walking out the hallway. Did I get my silver
I'm
back?
stumped.
We
Give me
need
the
to fight
silver.
to the guard.
No. That's evidence. We need that.
Okay.
We're the ones proving the case. Give me the silver back.
I already gave you something, damn it.
Out of curiosity, are there any?
Give him a different
is it
silver?
just imperial?
No, I make sure it's the right one.
Lower quality.
You just got your knife out and
I was curious.
Everything here appears to have a high quality and high value.
Okay.
I mean, you're literally in
I should have said
Yeah,
I gave
the
it.
historical treasure room of the
What do you mean?
palace.
Yeah, I get that. I just
Okay.
didn't know if
I
they
would
had any
totally want it too.
treasury from those defeated.
No,
Okay.
no, they're not showing anything like that here.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is more of a museum type aspect,
I'm
an
absolutely
altar
stumped.
to the
I don't
previous lord.
Where
Oh,
was
we're
the
not supposed to
candelabra?
know yet. It's fine.
About 5 feet away from the
Holy
pedestal where the helmet was. There's another one on the other side.
Is this
Wow.
silver coin one of the type? I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you?
Yes.
Yeah.
My apologies. Please continue.
I guess can I do a detailed search of like that corner of the room of like where the candelabra is? Because I'm assuming like the crown's like in the back middle.
No, it's in
Okay.
the center of the
Okay.
altar room. I mean, this is the primary focus of the museum here.
Is there something behind the altar then? I was more interpreting the altar or whatever was on like the far end of the wall. Like
Yeah,
up against
it's
the wall.
the place is laid out as a church to Ulrich. Okay, so there at the far end of the room would be like a idol of Ulrich and various decorations, religious symbols, along with an altar of Ulrich, and then right in front of it is this pedestal where the helmet was displayed, lit up by a pair of candelabras on either side. Okay, they don't use this place for religious ceremonies, but it is in honor of Ulrich as the founder of the religion and the region and so forth, and his great hero. It has the place of honor, and then there's various other artifacts
turn
from
the
that time
candelabras
scattered around the room.
in certain
Is the
direction.
is the candle thing resting on something like on the ground? Is there like a carpet or
No.
okay.
Yeah, there's no carpets in the room.
Okay.
What I was checking for earlier is maybe
A theft occurred here, guys.
It did.
then I think we've done as best we can currently. This room is providing little to no information at this point.
We
Okay.
might need to make a shrine.
Do they have a schematic
with
of the
the
room?
candelabra?
They do not.
Darn it.
It is roughly rectangular
Darn it.
with a vaulted ceiling about 40 feet tall.
Didn't know
Can I
you had
see
the
the
building
list?
notes.
No.
with them.
They do not have the blueprints.
We need to go look at that art piece.
The Temple of Auric may have had it though. The lore house of the Temple of Auric may have had the schematics for the Shrine of Auric.
So if you guys are done checking here, if you're out of ideas, then they'll escort you out. They leave the guard that's on duty who locks the door and closes it after making sure all of you have left, including the dog and the 2 halflings. And they escort you back out.
All right.
Where would you like to go from there?
We can at this point.
Where's the closest location on the list?
Well, you should have enough of a sense of things.
Let's go to
There's nothing labeled. I
The Collegium Theologica. I
change
think,
where the
would be
wind is every other session.
The Collegium Theologica would be the closest.
It's not happened the last couple of sessions. I agree, but we get confused where the wind is and other locations. So that's why I'm asking.
Okay, so the wind is the same place it has been in the
Okay.
southeast.
Okay.
So, yes, occasionally some of the neighborhoods I get wrong because the street signs get changed on us. But, in general, we have a general sense of the place.
I don't know which building's what except like a couple notables.
Around here is the Collegium Theologica. This is the Temple of Auric. These are the 2 closest
Those
locations.
are the ones he knows because he always goes there.
I hate that you're right about that.
I knew where the temple is. I know where the main citadel place is. And I know where the park is. That's obvious.
Yes, you guys are
I know where
currently
the
at the,
Colosseum
you
is.
guys are currently at the Midden Palace, which is in the northwest. There is the university that has a there was something stolen from the library. There is another one. I mean, you guys have the list.
Yes.
Checking
tell me
the
where you wanna
rat
go.
map. Checking the rat map. Do they
Okay.
coincide with the murders? Do these
With the murders?
the locations of the murders? Do
Yes,
they
assassinations.
coincide with the locations of the thefts?
No, there doesn't seem to be any connection
The
there.
3 locations we know for sure are the Temple of Ulrich, the Collegium Theologica, and the Royal College of Music. All
I'm trying to
very
read them
close
close whatever the
locations.
closest geography one is.
Okay, so probably the closest one would be the collegiate, the college, because it's just right here, just to the east and south slightly.
Okay.
Okay, that's where the
Notes.
the first one on the list is.
The rare books.
The librarian Agnes Funsterberg reported the theft of some books.
We have to go everywhere. We have to go to all the places anyway.
Could
Might
this,
as
be,
well just start the closest.
could this be tied to your dwarven thefts?
Well, those are probably humans.
Do we get a
And
do we
they're
get a
magic.
little ride everywhere?
No,
Oh.
carriage has left. They brought you to the palace. After that, you guys are on your own. I mean, fundamentally, the palace doesn't care about the other thefts. That's Schutzman's thing. They care about the theft of the crown because that's a state treasure.
So we're going to the Theologica?
Yep. Theologica, then likely Royal College of
It'd
Music.
be like somebody stealing the Declaration of Independence the second time.
And trying to figure out if there's a map on it.
First time found that treasure under Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Only I'm allowed to do that. Come on.
That's what we're dealing with.
Aha!
Man, I'm Nicolas Cage. Let's go. All right. Fuck. I don't want to go to the librarian.
It's that big where big head saying
That's,
That's right.
Yeah.
The master Skaven threat named Nicholas
Why be worried about
lives
the
in a
culture?
cage.
Well, you go in there, we get the information and leave.
You can split up.
Fine.
Hey, you
My
can,
2 halflings told me that we should split up.
you can grow a screw with students.
Ooh. Okay, let's go.
They also go in the sewers again.
I've left that life behind me. All right, let's go to the Theologica Library.
Collegium Theologica? Okay.
Blank book's expensive.
I was whispering that to the other thief. Come on.
Okay.
Well,
You guys head to the Theologica University.
what we talk about? We write
Couple hours of
Those are tablets.
asking around, etc. You are referred to Agnes Funsterberg, who was the on duty at the library that night, tending the books and so forth. She's still rather worked up and outraged that somebody would have taken books and so forth. She leads you through the various musty book stacks. Basically, its own maze that many of you feel disoriented with all the tall books and everything. You notice every book has been chained to the shelf and locked to avoid people wandering off with them. When she gets to a certain area, she points to several locks that have been clearly picked, and the books are missing. She explains that she was at her desk that night when a man came up and asked the way to the stacks. He was blonde, had a trim beard. His accent sounded Marienberger to me. Never saw him before, but he had a pass. After a few minutes, I heard a mocking laugh from inside the stacks. When I went to look, he was gone, and so were the books. There are 3 books missing, sorry.
How tall was this guy?
You could
Maybe
probably
a head
write down
shorter
how
than
many
him.
Books were stolen on the list.
So pretty tall human then.
Sure.
Somebody that can write could probably write down. how
She's
many
only about
books were
4'6".
stolen.
How many books were stolen and what were the books about?
3 books were stolen. She can give you a detailed listing of it. The first one was titled The White Wolf's Range, a geography of the Middle Mountains, written by Hieronymus Wunderfuss in 2114 IC.
So much useless information.
Not necessarily. Continue on, please.
Okay. The second book was titled Taking the Shot. Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Ballistics But Were Afraid to Ask by Benevito Canonero on the Mathematics of Ballistics from 2401 IC.
Ooh, I'd like to read that book.
Let's do that.
Okay.
And then the third one was another Talian book, Walk Home Syndrome, Escaping on Foot, from Alfano Lo Sfortano Tucci's memoir, written in 1356. It was a accounting where Tucci claimed he had been prisoner for 10 years in a city of man-like rats beneath Nuln.
Under Nolan.
Under Nuln.
Oh, wait, we gotta go all the way back to Nolan. Yay.
So he's claiming there's a city of rats underneath Nolan. An undercity, if you will.
Well, he claimed he had been prisoner. That's what the book was about. I don't believe such nonsense.
Of course not. No, of course not.
We have a wide variety of fictional books here.
Ballistics book.
Because people would love to waste precious paper for new fiction.
We didn't write the book. We just kept a record of it.
What was the line? Do you keep records of who checked it out in the past?
Yeah, I can look that up for you.
Okay. Well,
Did the pass have the person's name on it?
No, just a pass.
for whom?
Check out the locks.
How does one acquire said pass?
You pay a fee and you have the right access and you get permission.
From who?
She explains the librarian process. Basically, if you know the right person, they'll give you a pass to access the library. It's not open to the public.
How many people can give out the pass?
Quite a few people. It's not really a very secure process, but
Okay.
I mean, the whole point is if they want to check out a book, then they identify the book, they bring it to the librarian, she goes and unlocks it, at which point, yes, she would keep a record of who took the book. That's
Right.
why they're all locked up.
I understand that.
Okay. But just looking around the library to see if the book is available, that's not really that secure.
No,
you
what
pick
I'm
the book?
wondering is,
What?
Did you pick the book up?
Why would I do that?
You take a look at the locks,
The lock
all of
are
them appear to have been picked. There's little telltale scratches and so forth on them.
I'll grab one of the other locks. It's locked. Actually, I guess one of these will work. I just want to see how difficult it would be to pick one.
They're not simple, but they're not top of the line either.
The books the
Hello.
dwarves got
It would take more than an average street thief.
I was going to say, I asked, how long was he back here?
Stolen.
Uh,
Attempted to.
He
He stolen books.
was only back a few
Artillery.
minutes.
Mhm.
Then I heard that mocking laughter from inside the stacks. When I got there, he was gone. Books were gone too.
did you smell anything peculiar about the man?
No.
Did you smell anything peculiar when you went to
She
where he
said
was?
Mary Burton.
I smell around.
Yeah, no.
Blonde.
Other than the dust and the mustiness of the
Tall.
books and
No
everything.
Mary
sulfur.
Burton.
No lingering.
Sewer smell.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
That accent still.
It was 3 rats in a trench coat
With blonde hair.
with blonde hair.
Got it.
And
Could have been a merkin.
blonde hair and a beard.
The blonde hair is helpful. The accent is not.
What are you talking about? Now when we run into a Marienburger, they're kind of rare around these parts. We can
And
they are.
usually
They
draw
would
the
be.
line.
As it says that I'm a
If it's a blonde berry and a burger, they die.
As it says that I'm going to replicate a Marienburger accent.
Okay.
Just
That takes several weeks to do, as the mimic trait. That takes time.
oh, okay.
You can't just shit one out on the
Yeah.
command. I've never heard it before, but I know exactly how to make it sound like.
That takes exposure like a week or so to pick that up.
Okay. Either way.
It's a little bit harder.
Got it.
Okay. So I think we've got some notes here. Moving on to
Okay.
the next place. Because I want to get to the art.
Okay.
Where's the next place?
The
Who's got the list?
College of Magic. Or not College of Magic.
Music.
Music. Yep. College of
Okay,
Music.
so you head over to the east to the
read.
College
I
of
don't know
Music.
what's on
Maybe
it.
the Dwarven Choir's over there.
Okay.
Opera.
Royal College of Music.
Diggy hole.
You get there, it's early afternoon. The place is filled with carpenters banging away, building sets and so forth. You can hear performers rehearsing. And there's somebody down in the orchestra pit screaming at the musicians for getting the music wrong. You start asking around for who are you looking for?
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Director.
Amadeus Junkunt.
What? What'd you call it?
Junkunt. John Kunt. Jen Kunt.
You were right.
Amadeus Tonkunst.
Oh, God.
There is no S.
Sorry. Wrong person.
Okay. Anyways, he is the musical director. You distract him from yelling at the musicians at the time. And as soon as you start asking about the theft, he starts screaming out, I'm ruined, I tell you. This was the only copy of an 18th century Chilean comic opera by Giuseppe Verdi, The Moon, the Cheese, and the Rat. It's about a rat that tries to eat Moorsleep. Brilliant work. He was quite mad, claiming his work was prophecy, but the opera, it was a true delight. To my horror, yesterday morning, it was stolen from a locked desk drawer in my office. I have the only key. The performance has already been advertised and tickets sold. I'm ruined, I tell you.
Question. Has anybody actually seen this play before?
Well, of course not. This was a rare find.
Then just make it up, my man, and nobody will know the difference.
That would be fraud. I am an artist.
That would be adapting.
I can't just make up a whole play
So you're bad.
by this artist in just 24 hours?
I will do it for you.
What is this artist thing? What's this about?
Time limit.
Okay, he describes it. It was a rare copy
Who cares?
of an 18th century Chilean opera written by Giuseppe di Burataverde, entitled The Moon, the Cheese, and the Rat.
That sounds familiar.
It's about a rat that tries to eat Moorsleep.
And I forget the moon's made out of cheese.
It is.
When
Of course the moon is made out
It's
of
about a
cheese.
rat that tried to eat.
Moorsleep, which is the green moon.
More sleep is meant to come back.
Okay?
Sounds very
The
familiar.
artist was well known to be quite mad. He had all sorts of crazy theories. He claimed his work was prophecy. But the opera was a delight.
So
Rat the
And he
cheese
can't
man.
possibly replicate the works of Bertaverde because everybody who's anybody knows his play.
when was it?
No,
set?
you
when
just-
was it last?
No, they don't know this play, but they know his style, they know
How-
his stories and so forth.
Does Gouda like
You
plays?
can't recreate this.
And you said
I would
You
assume
said-
so.
I mean,
He believes
if,
always
so
if you
much
claim to
like
be as good as Giuseppe,
cheese.
then I am eager to see your talent here at work.
Did you say he believes all his works are prophecy?
Can we see your desk?
Yes,
please?
he claimed his work was prophecy. Certainly.
Then can we get?
He takes you over to his office, shows you his desk, shows you the key. Says, "This is the only key. None could get into that."
Can
Where do
you
you-
lock it, please?
Sure, he locks it.
I try to pick it.
It's okay. Give me a lockpick check.
Might we get the other names of the other performances
Sober.
Of the other performances of the play.
That shit ain't funny.
of all his other?
That's the
Oh,
whole reason why.
He
he
cares
was-
less
Well,
about those.
99.
I mean, this artist is an expert it's sort of like he's doing Shakespeare today.
Yeah.
He's a well-known artist.
Just a lot.
You guys, as adventurers, may not have heard of any of them. But this particular play, the reason he wants to do this one is because it was a rare find. It's the only copy known to be in existence.
Average, challenging.
Just give me a challenging roll.
Okay.
You don't need you don't need to take the key unless you're trying to. I mean, you can take
An
it.
approval point.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, he absolutely just shoves you away. Just says, "Get out of my pockets."
So he taught me.
Oh yeah.
I just want to see the key. Just let me see the key.
Okay, he just gives you the key. And you pick it. It has some difficulty, but you're able to pick it.
Okay. Okay.
You open up the drawer.
What's that?
You open up the drawer and tell me to pick. Okay. What? You must be an expert on this. Perhaps you need a job. We can always use a skilled person of agility.
No, thank you. Right now, at least.
That'd be funny.
That's probably good because I'm ruined. I'm ruined, I tell you.
You should be happy. He called you a person.
That's right.
Not a thing.
Of quality, even.
So a psychopath.
He's not in the right state of mind.
Well,
Fair enough.
He is very confused right now.
we'll try to find your
Yeah,
work.
where's the key?
Why was it so important that it was performed tomorrow? Can you not delay it?
We've been preparing this for weeks.
That's not how this shit would work.
Who's your? Who's your? No. Who's your
It has
star?
nothing to do with the prophecy. It has to do with the fact that he's got
It gives you a couple of
tickets
names,
sold,
some people that you've
advertisements.
recognized
Oh.
from things around the city.
I believe I heard. It's horrible. Your star's sick, and you're gonna have to postpone it for a few days.
That's what the understudy is for. If that's the case,
Understudy just left town. Was so upset because you didn't pick him.
well, regardless, we're still ruined. We've sold hundreds of tickets, and the funding for this has been secured for months.
Matt, I swear I've heard the rat that chased the moon before. I swear we've said that before.
See, that's a different play. This is the moon, the cheese, and the rat.
Okay, the moon chasing the rat. Whatever.
I'm telling you, Gouda's behind him.
Yeah, I don't know. If he did, I don't know.
Makes
I can't
sense.
think of it.
Hey, that.
I hate you.
Very
George.
similar by a different artist, much more modern.
I hate you.
Gouda's
George.
behind him. Cheese is involved.
That's a solid. It's the best fucking lead we've gotten out of everything.
I hate that actually makes sense.
But
Sadly,
no.
it does.
Currently, all the threads is they're all Tillian.
I was gonna ask about that because I was gonna make the joke that it was all Italian names.
Well,
But-
the books were Tillian. This was Tillian. I bet if we inquire, the crown's probably Tillian.
Those are federal.
Well, yes.
Well, and
And that was stolen too.
You never reported the crime, otherwise maybe it was on the list.
Oh god.
I would
You're
say
welcome.
I would say the
You're welcome.
Dwarven books were a bit of an outcast on that.
Can I see the list, please? So all the names on here are Tillian, aren't they?
I don't know about that, but
All right. So
The two places you have been, other than the crown,
uh-huh.
yes, the books in the library were predominantly Tillian. And this play was certainly Tillian.
Okay, let's move over to Copernicus.
Copernicus?
That too.
Oh, we've been there before.
Copernicus.
Dr. Copernicus?
Isidore.
He loves us.
Freiberg.
No, I don't think you've talked to this guy.
No, don't it?
I think you've talked to some people with similar names, sort of like that Franz guard.
So
He used
do
to
you,
be a
keep
rat catcher. Now he's elevated to a panther.
do you keep any security or anything on site, or is it
For
just
the library?
no for your office?
Oh, for the musician?
Sorry.
There's people everywhere here all the time. I mean, the security is the lock, but obviously I need to get that improved.
Obviously.
I mean, if any elf can step in here and pick the lock, it can't be that secure.
should get a dwarven one.
It's just a brick.
May I suggest?
It's just
May I suggest a trap?
a really heavy brick.
I wouldn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, you would.
Well, whoever stole this play deserves to die. I mean, come on now.
Well, that seems a bit extreme.
I mean, they stole.
How much was this play worth? Like the actual book itself?
But the play itself would have been priceless. I mean, I paid 500 crown for it myself.
All right, I'll make you a deal. If we get this play back to you, right, and
500
before the
crown.
time is up, will you reward us?
If you can return the play to me within the next half day, such that my actors can still learn their lines, certainly I'd pay a very handsome reward.
Wait. You start like tomorrow, right?
24 hours, the curtains go up.
You haven't been your
They have been.
actors.
They have been. They haven't been finalizing everything. They've been practicing as much as they can.
Do they not have notes that you could continue off of?
Well, of course not. Half of these people don't read.
I keep forgetting that about you humans.
More than half of us will hear you. Not more than half of them.
Well, in all fairness,
fair
half of
enough.
us
So-
are not human.
I know the gist of the story. I know the basics. I haven't memorized the lines myself.
Can you describe the appearance of the book so in case we see it amongst
It's a collection of 20 parchments with the play on it.
Okay, is there like a fancy leather cover or anything like that?
Well, I was keeping it in a leather binder. I don't know if it would still be there.
Information to know.
Huh?
Wait, okay, so it was one play amongst 20
No,
within a binder?
no, it's the play itself was
Is 20 pages.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Can't be that long. Describe the book. It had parchment.
Yeah, I know. I know.
He gives you a detailed description of what it is, so
I
that's
let
such
it
that you
go
recognize.
because I realized that it probably wasn't that important. The GM was like, "Hey, gloss over this."
Each page was roughly 12 inches wide and about 16 inches long. They had a slight curl, and the fourth and fifth page had some edging charred off on the corners.
Why are you being a smart ass to me?
I'm
He's the one who made the
I'm
comment.
giving you a detailed description.
From one GM to another, I totally understood the moment and let it go. Thanks.
Nope.
You got me yelling.
I'm giving you a detailed description of it,
That was hilarious.
so that when you find pages 8 and 9 singed, you realize it's not the same play.
Fair enough. Wait, why are there only 19 pages?
Shit.
You
Okay,
lost
well-
the finale of the play.
We have a time limit now.
Give me a pen.
You'll never know what happens with the rat in the moon.
To the Temple of Bulwark.
I think we're going to a doctor.
Yeah.
Lives over
We're
here.
on.
Dr. Copernic.
You almost said it wrong too. Copernic.
Okay.
Okay, so Copernic is a tutor of astronomy and mathematics who works for the Collegium Theologica. However, asking around, he keeps chambers in Freiburg district, which is in the northeast, where you guys are at, so it's not
Okay.
far. So the dwarf doesn't have to walk too far because that would get him tired. He is known to be an elderly eccentric. And also, as you ask around, they caution you, be aware, he's a well-known collector of antique nose picks. Okay? Don't let him get started.
Like, okay.
Yes. Exactly.
Like the product of said nose picks
No.
or actual picks that you
Picks.
stick in your nose?
Picks that you use to clean your nose.
Oh, okay. That's not nearly as disgusting as I thought it was. Here's my wall of boogers.
That's right.
Well, he doesn't clean them.
This nose pick was used 100 years ago. It still has remnant.
Right there.
Well, let's go to the
Kill. Kill.
You can clearly see this man was a smoker.
He's a bit of an eccentric.
Kill.
Okay. So,
Disgusting.
it takes a couple more hours. It's later in the afternoon by the time you track him down.
Stop and eat, by the way.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Well, while we were here, could we look at the antique art before heading off to go track down this man?
Yes.
At the arts.
That's probably
good
there
idea.
also.
Yeah.
That is it's in Geldmund, which is going to be further south past the market area.
Okay. Sorry.
But you could if you want to go there instead.
I'm gonna guess his brat Dane.
Maybe.
Okay.
Italian.
Italian rat.
Just
Okay.
pasta.
So, eventually he finishes up with the class he's teaching at the time. He has several seminars for his students, and he does his research here at a separate location. Excuse me, separate location. You guys eventually get in to see him. He's an old, shriveled guy. He has a wall filled with strange implements that presumably could be used for picking noses, and set up in a very fancy display. Some of them look, I guess, potentially valuable to the right buyer, if you can find such a person.
Stop tempting me.
Yeah, I know. He looks up and says, "Oh, you aren't students. Who are you?"
afternoon.
He might be.
We're a collection of noses that need picked.
You're in the right place.
Ew.
I have one for each nostril.
We are under
That's a
order of
left-sided
the crown to
nose pick.
You can tell by the curve.
That's right.
we are under order of the crown to investigate theories and theory.
Order of the Crown. The king has taken interest for the Grath.
He wants to commission
Yeah.
a
No.
No.
Oh, come on. That would have been funny.
No. We will have
We
waited
need
an
to
hour.
know what was up that reason.
We heard a rumor that some research notes of importance went missing.
Research
and
them.
we are concerned citizens.
You're talking about those. They were thoughts and formula for some research I was doing. I was trying to predict the movement of Morsley. We're writing a book. I was honestly close to a breakthrough. I can recreate the work eventually, but I thought I should report the loss of the notes. But can you believe the thieves left this gold-plated 15th century nose pick set completely untouched?
Where?
He holds up a little thing, pops up a little case, shows you a matched set of slightly curved nose picks.
You're not at all worried that
They're gold plated and everything. They look very ornate, very fancy, very old, very
No way
oversized
you're
for a
gonna
halfling
try.
nose, except for maybe yours.
No way you're gonna try to deal off.
With the schnoz.
No, according to him, he was researching thoughts and formula for predicting the movement of Morsley.
Who did you share this information with?
Well, anybody would listen, which isn't a very big crowd, but most of my students mainly are curious. I had a couple of research assistants helping me and so forth. I mean, I was just about finished with the book. Another month or two, I would have been ready to publish.
Yeah.
I mean, I just about had a breakthrough. I really, my notes were such that I imagine a few more nights watching the moon, I would have figured this out, and then the notes just disappeared. So again, I have my research. I can recreate it. It might take a few years, but I'll put them back together. But all this other valuable stuff, and they chose to take paper. I mean, despite the recent festival and the problems with the taxes and everything, paper isn't that expensive anymore.
Paper's expensive.
Yeah,
And not in relation to his other stuff.
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
No.
Well, thank you for your time. Did you by chance have any of these students or guides that was blonde?
He does, I guess.
Blonde-haired with short beard and adamant Marienburger accent?
Well, I don't think I would recognize a Marienburger accent. I have many students that are blonde.
All must
Vikings
die.
are
The
timid.
unique accent that
Kind of.
All must die.
Huh?
Can't
not,
make it a chance.
not that I could say.
You on the street, you're blonde.
God.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay.
With all of your wonderful research, decades of study, etc., when was Morsley going to show again?
Well, that's the problem. Nobody can predict Morsley, but my formula was going to.
Do you still have the formula?
Well, no, that was what my notes were for. I wrote them down. The formula for the movement of Morsley is very erratic and very unpredictable. And like I said, a few more nights, perhaps another couple of weeks worth of research, and I swear I was close to a breakthrough. And then these notes are gone. I'm set back a couple of years worth of work.
Well,
Wait,
1x
was there any?
y equals mostly.
Where did you have these secured at?
Well, right here on my desk. He didn't really have them secured. I mean, they're research notes.
Okay, I look around the office. Is there any evidence of, like, is there a night?
it's right here.
It's under these other notes. You're so disorganized. Sir.
His office is actually fairly well organized.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Covered in
most
birds.
of the decoration, yeah, they got to keep it clean for that. Most of the decoration are these antique nose picks.
Yeah.
But his office, I mean, the lock on it looks pretty primitive.
And
It's not a high security place. It's basically just an office where he has an auditorium nearby and he does tutoring for mathematics.
Did anything else about you go missing?
No, that's what's so strange. I mean, between this high-priced nose pick set and the other ones I have on display,
Sir,
these notes are worthless.
sir, could you please put those
I'm
on?
surprised half.
Well, I was about to use them, but okay.
Oh, sir,
Matt.
those are
half
worth
knows
quite a bit. Are you sure?
Well, they're only
Oh, we-
valuable if they're used.
Okay. Before this gets out of hand, let's
Give them
Sell me some nose picks, apparently.
Gives it a protective coating.
That's right.
Oh, could you imagine putting that rat poison on it?
We should get one. We should get
I mean,
for
if
half
you
of different
don't
different
use them, then it's sort of like getting a newspaper and never unwrapping it.
Oh,
Like just putting it in some plastic and sealing it away and never looking at it. That seems like a waste.
What's our next location?
Art
Or
Is there any other questions you have for him?
I don't.
Okay.
did you smell anything peculiar here when you came in? And noticed, like, was there any odd
First.
smells that morning?
No,
or-
I really haven't been able to smell much for many years. The doctors really don't know why, but no, I lost my sense of smell when I was young.
Bad.
I'm a physician. Would you like me to take a look?
No, I've learned to adapt by it.
We should get a pair of nose picks for half nose.
You only need one.
Sure. Wouldn't need any.
Yeah, it'd just be to piss them off.
if the if the arch is in the south, then
Next closest would be the
Just be
Temple of
funny,
Ulrich.
piss them off.
okay.
Okay, so you're going there?
Sure.
Okay. So it is around 5 o'clock or so by the time you make it to the Temple of Ulrich. So the lore house is the Temple of Ulrich's private library. Okay, where works of interest are kept for the benefit of priests and the occasional generous donor. You ask around, and you are referred to Brother Schlager, who is really curious why you guys are here, asking about the private library of Ulrich.
I don't go, by the way.
Okay.
I'll meet you guys at the tavern.
Who
Still gotta visit Art afterwards.
did
Still gotta visit Art.
All right, I'll go visit the art while they do that.
Okay.
who did you Chutzman say knew about the Skaven threat?
None of these people.
I know he said some people knew that we were going to be investigating.
He commented about those who know the crown was missing, and only the guards that were on duty, the midden marshals,
Okay.
which are like the governors,
Yeah.
and the king, the Graf, are
Yeah.
aware.
Okay.
It's a state secret. If word got out that the symbol of invulnerability of Middenheim has been stolen,
And now we're vulnerable.
all the enemies would suddenly say, well, if you can't maintain your crown, then maybe you can't maintain security. And
Yeah.
suddenly they got all sorts of enemies coming out attacking the place. That's where the threat comes from. So, anyways, Brother Schlager, you guys ask around. He's the one that reported the original crime. He's curious why a group of 4 adventurers would care about the library.
I'm an investigator for the city.
Can I see your credentials? Okay.
So
Junior investigator at this reads.
Every time. Every time. There's that dig. I love it.
He's an elf. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's
So-
so great.
That ain't another kill.
Are you
So what?
investigating a crime?
I'm investigating multiple thefts. It's we believe they're connected.
Okay.
We believe it may be the same individual that has hit all locations, and we need to spend some time here to investigate, and we need to see where the book was stolen from, see if there's any signs of disturbance or, anything that could help us lead to locating the book.
Okay. Well, let me show you around. You do need to leave your weapons here.
Okay. I'll drop my sword and dagger.
How
And your
big?
staff.
Yeah.
They're aware that's a weapon too.
Technically, it's a weapon. It's a stick.
Maybe the whole
I really
something
hate
for
this
you.
person.
I'm gonna be waiting outside. I'm not going
Okay, so you're gonna
in.
wait outside. You're gonna guard the weapons.
Maybe the whole something for you.
If he wants to give me something, I don't care.
I'll leave my arrows, dagger, sword, but I look at him and say, the bow is useless without the arrows. Can I just keep the bow on me?
No, weapons are not permitted within the inner sanctum.
Fine, I've already been here before anyways.
Yeah.
Throw my bow bag.
Okay.
Pull out the holy symbol to Ulrich.
Show that prominently above all the other ones.
Well, the other ones are back behind that shirt. This one comes out on top of the armor.
Okay, so he leads you deep into the archives,
Because I have a big
and shows you a cabinet. Most of the books are all locked away in individual cabinets by collection. According to him, the book that was stolen was here. It was in a locked cabinet, and he came in that morning, and the book was gone. We don't typically lock up at night. I mean, who's typically crazy enough to rob Ulrich's temple? It's not really a high threat target. But when he came in, he noticed the book was gone when he did his normal checks.
What does
So
the
forth.
book pertain to?
The title of the work was The Middle Mountains Campaign, a history of the glorious assaults on Brass Keep in the war against chaos, with some assistance. Written by Magnus of Nuln.
Oh no. Magnus, really?
Magnus the Red.
The assault.
Yeah, it's a fairly wordy title.
The Brass Keep
The
is
Middle
pretty close.
Mountains Campaign, a history of the glorious assaults on Brass Keep in the war against chaos,
Didn't we need to go to
with
the?
some assistance.
Didn't we before we came here? Didn't we need to go to the Brass Keep for like some sort of chaos thing going on?
We had heard rumors of assaults on the Brass Keep, I think, and an increase in chaos around it.
I know where we need to go next.
Written by Magnus of Nuln.
Was he telling you?
No, he was Nulnian.
Nolian.
Nulnian.
It's probably not a good idea.
It is
to
now.
disrespect
It's now more accurate. No, it's Nolian.
Right.
Just like how
I bet they called him a Nullheimer.
just like how everybody from Outdoors is Ultravian.
Oh, well, this proves,
That's right, it's now canon. Nulnian.
this proves it's not related to
What
people who
Dorfian?
made it.
Maybe.
Magnus has highly likely nothing to do with this.
I don't know who he is.
Magnus did nothing wrong.
Magnus is the creator, is the
Honestly,
founder of
where-
Colleges of Magic.
Uh,
One of the most powerful.
If you
people.
were a chaos cult,
Sounds like he
or
definitely
now
pertains to
in
all this. We're
Skaven,
thinking supernatural.
what
He's
if you
the one
want
who tried
somewhere,
to destroy these things in the first place.
like separated,
Just like how you
big
tried to destroy
city,
the cloak.
like say a Brass Keep,
I didn't try
that
to
was
destroy it. I tried to
previously
give it
full
the
of
power
chaos.
for them to destroy it properly.
I'm not there. I don't know what I'm saying.
Anyway,
That would probably be where I would go.
where's the chamber? Like, is the chamber made out of stone or whatever?
No, it's part of their library archives. There's
Okay.
dozens of these
Especially since
cabinets
it's-
scattered around collecting old texts
So it's fairly
and
separated.
references for the college or for the religion.
Winds of Magic, or particularly Winds of Deceit, mine.
Yeah,
The great
I mean, there is a strong magical presence because of the flame of Ulrich.
I imagine this place is just glowing with magic.
Well, it's glowing from the flame that's visible everywhere in the temple.
Fucking always with the smart ass. Always.
It's my job.
Describe the book for me.
It gives you
Oh, it's round and
around. Sure, it's a round book with a binding on one side, a lock, perhaps 300 pages of ancient parchment.
How long will it
That's
take to
the
get to Brass Keep from here?
I wouldn't know. I've never left Midnight.
Would I know because I'm a road warden, or no?
Well, you're outside.
Investigation's here.
Oh,
Don't
yeah, never mind.
You conceivably would.
Okay.
All right. I think that's all we need to know for now.
Okay. So he shows you back out.
That's right.
I mean, were the books and stuff locked also?
No, they don't lock the library. Nobody would steal from the Temple of Ulrich.
Well, they did.
Got it.
Well,
Just
I understand.
misplaced.
We will revisit that policy. But certainly Ulrich will smite whomever it is. I hear of the traveling Frederick that we'll have to contact.
The who?
He's
But it was
Sigmarite.
Sigmarite.
He's a Sigmarite. We don't trust those people.
He converted.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't find that very likely.
Not likely at all.
Found the error of his ways, converted to the art.
Finally, a human tells a joke that makes the elf laugh.
All right, let's go find the halfling.
He had like a third near-death experience.
before he
He said,
gets-
nope, not for me.
Okay,
Go with
so,
Ulrich.
so actually, how far would it be from here to the Brass Keep? About
I believe it's about 2 weeks travel.
2 weeks? How about on
If
horseback?
you can find the Brass Keep. I mean, you know its approximate location.
Okay.
It's not a city.
How about on horseback?
On horseback?
Yeah.
Probably cut it down to 10 days.
Okay.
Horse is too big. Anyway, we have to go to the art museum.
Maybe we can catch the halfling.
To the
before it
art
destroys-
Yeah,
theft?
that even,
It's not art
that even
museum.
helps
It's a
my
private
point.
residence who
It's
reported
got
the
it.
theft.
Nobody knows.
Then it was a
exact
museum at
location.
some point.
It is not.
When they say a private museum.
So,
Okay.
real quick question about the White Wolf's Range book.
Uh-huh.
Did anybody happen to take note of what in the world that was about?
That the White Wolf's Range talked about the undercities near.
And no.
White Wolf's Range
Middle
is a
Mountains.
geography of the Middle Mountains,
Okay, that's what I thought.
written, 500 years ago?
What are the Middle Mountains?
Mountain range to the southeast of the empire.
Is that where the
Or
Brass
no,
Keep would be?
it's the
I think that's Brass Keep Mountain Range.
yeah, it's the mountain range to the east of Mindenheim.
Yeah.
It's the Middle Empire.
Hey, there's a castle attached to it. Let's go do that.
And that's where the Brass Keep is supposedly located,
Yes.
Again, I think that's where I would go if I was Chaos Cult with Skaven.
I think we are. I think we have till tomorrow to deal with
So-
this.
Each of you give me a
Skip.
lore empire
It's a thought current.
I don't have that.
for you.
Wonder who they
Caslin
position
Legends.
otherwise what the cost.
Casalid would work.
I have lore local. Is that
I'm fine with that.
Lore Vinland?
Which others?
Midland would be fine. I'll give you
Good
a
point.
plus 10 on that.
Film which trials all over again.
challenging? I'm assuming.
No, normal.
Oh, I failed it. Oh well, if it's a normal, then I made it by 1.
Okay, that'll be.
Okay.
Ah,
So several of you have heard of the Brass Keep. Per the rumor, reputation, etc. It is an ancient castle with a history that stretched back before the time before Sigmar slew Moroth. Even the elves and dwarfs don't know when it was created. Okay. No high elf can find details of its origin in their own history, but it has the elegance of the high elf architecture. The dwarfs recognize its expert masonry, but no dwarven hand is known to have fashioned any of its blocks. Okay. It's been traded back and forth between imperial and evil forces. Originally, it was home to the dreadful necromancer known as Moroth, who survived the fall of the vampire-ruled city of Morcaine, capital of Strigos, and held the legendary crown of sorcery. It's a mighty mountain fortress with tall, slender walls and towers. The walls themselves completely smooth and fashioned with great skill. All that was left after the first fortress fell was nothing but a lonely and forgotten husk by the time Sigmar came to it. When they entered, the walls were simply walls bereft of ramparts and stairs, and the towers were simply columns of stone without any means of climbing them. Okay. Buildings that were in the courtyard were ruined shells, etc. Went through various things, etc. after that, and eventually was lost. At present, the Brass Keep is known as a hideout for the Warriors of Chaos, despite numerous attempts by the Empire to root them out. As of 200 years ago, approximately, the Brass Keep stands defiant, offering the forces of chaos a safe haven in the region. It's a brief history of it. There's more details to it, but you guys wouldn't necessarily know that level of detail. He wouldn't know because he's not focused on chaos.
Even with a +8? Wow, okay.
Well, I mean, he has a lot of that. I'm sort of
fair enough.
combining
Fair enough.
everything that people have.
You sure he's not focused on chaos?
Well, he might be, but
He's very much so is.
so end result is it's known to be a home
I'd say that about
of
all wizards.
a safe haven for chaos warriors and forces of chaos and so forth. Just to give you a reference for that.
No, I ain't going there.
You can do it. You sneak in, sneak out.
Hey, you have armor.
I don't have mythical
Sneak in
elven
slightly
chain
lower.
armor.
Okay.
Not yet.
I would definitely
Okay.
need assistance if we were going to go there.
If you
So-
armor plate.
Can't move my arm.
To the arts.
Go and check out the art theft. Okay. So the last one takes you into the evening. It will be about 7 o'clock at this point, which is good because you're going to a private residence in Geldmund, which is south of the market area, to the home of Otmar Zufal, a textile merchant. The house itself is fairly large, I mean, for Middenheim. The guy's obviously very successful, who is, from word on the street, known for his extensive and expensive art collection dealing with Middenheim's history. Once you're there, the butler answers the door, inquiring as to your business with Master Zafal.
Is his name Alfred?
He doesn't introduce himself.
Investigator.
Yes, we're here investigating a theft. Looking into trying to recover Master Zufal's lost or
And
whatever art.
and are you with the city?
I show my
Private investigator's badge?
badge. Yeah.
Yes. Are you with the city?
Well, yes.
Which office?
I don't care.
You don't care which office you work for?
Now I'm trying to decide if I want to show my badge. We've been
Schutzman.
yes, we've been directly. We're working directly.
Schutzman. I'm not familiar with that.
No.
Okay, you show him the secret badge.
Mhm.
Okay, he looks at it and says, "Oh, well, that seems official. Let me get Masters of Fall for you."
Yep.
And
Sir,
he closes the door.
Hey, can I make an intuition check to determine if
A
he...
couple minutes later, he opens his door up, says, "Enter. Please wipe your feet."
I
Yeah,
think he's
You
not
retrieved our weapons,
himself.
correct?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I had to
Okay.
get my armaments back.
So he lets you in, leads you through the place. It's obviously a wealthy person's house with all the usual decorations and everything. You see artwork on the walls, obviously of some value, and are introduced to Otmar Zufal, a older gentleman, well dressed and so forth. Stands up with a glass of sherry in his hands. Says, "Well, it's about time you're here. I have connections at court, you know. Certainly the watch would have responded a little bit faster to my reports. Oh, you brought a halfling. Okay. Well, at least we have an elf. We all know they're very perceptive. Here.
Oh, great.
Points to the wall above part of the room. There's obviously a line where a painting used to be. Fairly sizable. And he said, "There, my personal copy of Mandred Rampant Upon the Howling Hills, by Gerlich Wender. This painting was crafted by Gerlich in the time of the Emperor himself. Magnificent work, one of a kind. The detailing on the rat beastmen that Mandred was slain was so good, they almost seemed real when you watched them. That evening, I found a cat wandering the house as if he owned the thing. Stupid vermin. No, not my cat. I hate the things. Servants must have left the door open, like those halflings would always do, and I bet that's how the thief got in. When I came in the next morning, it was gone."
the cat or the painting?
Yes. As were all the halfling servants that very day.
Did you fire him?
At least.
I'll take a look.
One less noble in this town.
I will pull out the magnifying glass and start looking around again.
Okay.
See what I can find.
Okay. You look around. It's like I said, it's a sizable painting on the wall. Obviously a faded area where it was, where the paint and the siding didn't quite fade as much. It's gone at this point. Obviously the painting is.
Is the frame still there?
No, the frame's not up there anymore.
What happened to the frame, sir?
Well, we took it down. It was empty.
Let's see the frame.
Sure, he has it brought out. It's a well gilded wooden frame. Still has the remnants of the painting itself. Looks like the painting was cut out with haste.
I'm gonna sniff around it and
Okay.
investigate, see if I can smell anything on the.
You smell cat fur,
Mm-hmm.
cat dander, and you still smell bits of oil paint.
I smell cat on this.
Okay.
Exterminators.
Check to see how clean the cuts were. Does it look like it actually tore the painting, or was it a sharp enough blade?
It was sharp enough it cut it, but it was done with haste rather than removing it from the frame itself.
I have someone to talk to. I'll leave the door.
Okay, so the markings. Are there any markings on the frame itself?
No. Nothing out of the ordinary.
And you
The
said
wall?
There's a hook where the painting was hanging, but otherwise no. From the impression you get, it was lifted off the wall and then the painting was cut out with a sharp object.
Okay, well, what I'm looking for is to see if there's any triangular marks from a Skaven dagger having cut this out.
No, this looks like it was a straight blade.
A straight blade, okay.
Yeah, a triangular blade like you've seen that you've encountered in the sewer
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't make cuts along these lines.
Okay,
It's more of a stabbing motion rather than a cutting motion.
so it was sawn out.
It doesn't look like it was sawn. It's not a jagged cut.
Okay,
It looks like it's a straight
so
cut
someone
the
just
whole
went,
way, like a razor or something like
okay.
that.
so. The
I think what he meant was the other way around. The stabbing motion was the Skaven originally.
Right.
This was
The triangular blade that the Ratman was using would have been a stabbing motion.
Oh
typically.
yeah. Like a bayonet type thing. Yeah.
Right.
so the
Really trying to hammer that on.
you released all of your cleaning crew or whatever they were.
Of course.
that-
Well,
without
cleaning crew. I would. That gives me thoughts. Perhaps they did try to clean me out.
Anyway,
Of one painting.
so where are they at? Because
Well, no.
I
Of course,
stop this
things
minute?
go missing all the time. Those halflings are. You can't trust them.
That
we
would
need
be
to
very
find them so we can
quiet.
talk to them. Where are they at?
Best of luck. No doubt.
And he said no.
Scattered amongst the city.
Did he?
Can I make a lore magic check to determine if there are any other
Quite as it was.
types of magic that would be
There's
able
one
to
halfling, there's
these
12.
other than
Well, there's
Gas
specific
kids
areas.
also.
You are free to look through the spells that you have. Otherwise, that's the only information you have access to.
Sir, do you have your employment records?
For servants? Of course not.
So how do you acquire servants?
I pay them.
Oh, no shit.
Do you know their names?
No?
For servants.
I'm gonna go look for the butler guy.
That's
Okay.
I was getting ready to
How? What the hell's it called?
Stevedore?
Thank you.
Okay.
The stevedore.
Sure. Yeah, he's there. He's more than willing to talk to you. He seems a little bit more common man
Yeah.
as far as it.
The whole iron.
What happened? That man is useless.
Well, yes, but he's wealthy.
Fair enough, and I appreciate. I'm
Okay.
not. No criticisms on you, sir. We all have jobs to do.
Well, as we told Master Zufal, none of the servants would leave doors open.
Yeah.
And certainly none of us would bring a cat in here. We all know he's allergic.
Okay. So, did you notice anything outside of the ordinary?
Well, I certainly saw the cat. I
Did
shoot it out of the
What
place.
color? What color cat was it?
It was a bright white cat.
Bright white. Not something that doesn't make sense.
What, did you expect it to be a clean cat?
No.
No, a bright white cat probably wouldn't have survived very long in a city where everybody's hunting fucking cats.
It's
Yeah,
also
dude,
it's
probably
also
be dirty.
snowy.
That's also true. Unless he gets a bath every day like we do.
Yeah.
It is a cat.
That'd be more of a dirty gray cat.
It is also very snowy here. And
Snow doesn't.
But the snow doesn't stick to the cats.
yes, but
Have you been in snow?
It's been
I know what you
snowing.
mean.
We're all covered.
be harder to see.
All like abominable snowmen all of a sudden.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Can you track a cat?
Did anything else
No.
get lost
Cat track.
or stolen?
No. I mean, the master does have a tendency to misplace things.
Really? Like what? What kind of stuff would he just misplace?
Well, his cufflinks just the other day. I had to find him for him. It was in his other drawer. But I mean, no. There's been no other robberies here. This is fairly unusual.
Where was the cat located? Where was it first viewed? Did you guys watch it walk through the house? Did it come from upstairs?
No, Zupal saw it in the main room there.
In the main room?
Yeah,
What door was left open?
we didn't find a door that was left open.
Let's
But
look
obviously,
around
that's how a cat would get in.
or maybe an open
no.
window. Why don't we walk around the residence and see if we can find any evidence on any of the windowsills or doors around this large estate, and see if there's any evidence of entry. Maybe easier points of entrance
I'm all for that.
that have been used in the past.
Great idea,
Sounded
but
like a break.
I know exactly what it's gonna do.
Of course, we all know what I'm implying. Jesus Christ.
So I will check to see if there's any doors that look like they've been tampered with.
Huh?
I think it's
Um,
humanly done.
I
It
do.
could be, but I still think it's a solid idea. All joking
I don't
aside.
know what thoughts there are. They're willing to let you look around the place within reason.
I'm not stealing
Oh,
anything.
right. They're not letting you alone in the
Fine.
place.
I'm not stealing anything either.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that's where people were heading.
No,
As
I
far as
am not stealing
let's
anything
look
tonight.
around the
Hello.
place.
I'm not stealing anything tonight from this place.
Tomorrow, that's a separate thing. I'm fine with
Can I
that.
look for remnants of magic?
Sure.
Is it remnants like
Just ring it right there on the ground.
drifts of like the
He's watching you.
ambulance stuff like that?
Dwarf takes his helmet up just a few inches.
Oh god!
Otherwise, you can't see his beady eyes.
That would be so fucking disturbing.
I'm more looking for a specific color of magic.
Okay, give me a perception roll blind.
God, I wish I could draw.
Average or challenging?
Being AI does great.
Challenger averaging.
Blind.
So while he's doing this, you know what
It'll
I'm
be
working
fine.
on?
Okay.
Averaging.
Back. You know what I'm working on?
Okay.
I'm using right X's
You find
to write
some remnants
for
of magic.
ChatGPT to
Okay.
create Excel documents.
It's indirect.
Pull all
It
the
doesn't
data
have a whole lot of
from my
details.
website,
It appears to be
Excel form. where I can just
divine in
drag and
nature.
drop and do all this other stuff. So I'm working with
Um,
two guys
and
to
lingers
create
coming
Excel
from
document that I could
one of the
create,
back
but
rooms.
Too fucking lazy to do it.
Travels through the room into
That's
the
neat.
main room where the painting was, and then leaves.
So I've got AI working for me.
Wow.
And that seems to line up with what the servant and the and Zufal are saying as far as what they saw with the cat, etc.
Do we have the ability to roam the house? I assume not.
You can look around the house with reason, with a escort,
Yeah.
and so
I'll-
forth.
I'll have the escort guide me to the back room. That
Yeah, look around that.
I literally want to walk around and test the windows and check to see, and I'm gonna sniff all the windowsills and stuff like that to see if I can
Okay. Yeah,
smell the cat.
you don't smell or find anything. All of them seem to be fairly well secured. I mean, the place is well maintained, etc. I mean, it has a lot of wealthy things. So he seems to take security fairly serious as far as maintenance. None of the other windows have been tampered with. There's no indication of anything. It's a big place, so it takes a while to check all the different places.
That's fine.
Chimney.
You don't smell anything unusual anywhere. until you get to the back room where he's looking at. And you can smell the scent of a cat in that area too.
Came from in here, right?
Yeah, it did.
Is there any windows?
Yeah,
or...
there are
There's
traces.
a back window.
There are traces of magic in this room.
What about that one cat person that was collecting all the cats and sending them outside of town?
And whatever happened to him?
Yeah.
Did you have any?
Maybe he got enough cats to retire.
Does
Or
Make all
maybe
those
he
damn
started
cats ate him.
painting the-
I mean, that's probably a fair point.
Does the
They probably did eat him.
He was training cat burglars.
Yeah.
does the trace of magic lead out of the?
Yeah, so which one disappears?
Okay. Same with out the other way.
Goes back out the same place.
Oh.
So, which window
They entered.
would be the best window?
They entered here and left here.
Good question. Okay.
So,
So which one of you wizards did it?
went. That is a member of the divine cult.
What?
Not me.
Not you?
Not me.
Not me, not him.
Yeah.
Which wizard did it? Not me.
Not me.
it.
Not it.
Not me or any of my fellow collegiates. However, there is a traitor amidst the college.
So, Matt and I have a very quiet,
continuing to keep
private
an eye,
discussion.
just in case.
Sean, as we're walking around, Matt and I have a very private, quiet discussion about which window would be the best
Sure.
to maybe sleight of hand the lock on.
Okay.
Or
For when you pick it later on?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
No
So-
more second story jobs. We want them.
Yeah, I can't climb well enough to do second story, so. But they would check the first floor every day, wouldn't they? Second floor, they wouldn't.
Divine is.
His servants would be
White,
checking
right?
all the windows. Every
that
day.
depends on
Yeah,
how
but all the
at night
servants
that there
are
is a
fired.
big
Not to
difference.
mention, he would also have his own security.
That could be
and so
interpreted in
forth.
different ways. But
Because
yes, I would assume
Being
he's
robbed
talking
in a
about
big
ways.
city is not an
Yeah.
uncommon sort of
Or
thing.
he's talking
I understand
about
that. That's
taking
why I said the
religious cult.
outfit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But there
I'll
is
be
a
happy
big
with 10%.
religion
That's
war
fine.
with that.
If he takes all the
That'll
risks.
depend on how he's defining it.
Did the white cat have red eyes?
How are you defining divine?
I don't think so. They didn't look at its eyes. They had to get the thing out. One of those halflings
Wait,
let
you
him
put
in.
hands on it?
No.
Or you just shoot it out?
Yeah.
Kick.
Where?
It ran out into that room. Points to the room where you guys said.
And then you never found it again?
Well, no.
You said you found a entrance and exit to what? A window, a door, a chimney?
It's a window.
Okay.
Traces of magic drift in through here and exit through here. They go. The cat went straight to the painting, grabbed it, and left. By divine, is it white or blue? The magic. As in, is it the lore of light or the lore of heavens? Because there's no lore of divine.
There is no Lord Divine. You're right.
Okay.
They have prayers and miracles.
Okay, he's talking about that. Traditionally, you wouldn't be able to detect that. That's why he's confused.
Okay, and that's valid. Okay, so yes, in this case, I'm thinking arcane versus divine,
Got it.
where you're doing arcane. So taking some liberties with that aspect.
Yeah. Sorry.
I
That-
wasn't 100% sure if you were
Okay.
doing. That's where his confusion was.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not. Yeah, it's not light and it's not heavens. This appears to be divine magic, not arcane.
Got it. Alright. This. Never mind as to what I said. This is religious magic, not.
Right. You have heard rumors of Frederick in the area.
Dude, he would just knock a wall in and walk
This
in.
this has nothing to do with the college.
Transporting himself as a cat? Screw that.
So what divine people can transform into cats?
I'm not a warrior priest.
I
I'm not a
mean-
priest.
The cat is the divine avatar of Renauld. Honor among thieves, God.
That's
Strange, the elf
that's
didn't
really
know
the
that.
point.
Or did he?
Why would Renault be dealing with beast?
Oh no, I'm not giving.
Alright, what's next? This place is boring me. This man is boring.
See, the humans are the only ones sticking their head into a thing going, I don't know, no, I don't want to know it exists. We're going to freak out and die if we know it exists. That's when you start spreading it around, telling everybody.
Your species is the one hiding in trees.
We don't hide. You guys just think we hide because nobody ever lives when they come to our area.
They cower.
Yeah, you guys just cower in trees.
They wait.
You stay as
They're
far
patient.
away from possible as the underground.
Our homes are never taken over or destroyed by any other of the weaker races.
Deforestation.
Just a quick question for you. All these human cities, then, that were built in the middle of forests?
What? The elves weren't there before.
Yeah, okay.
Remember that ancient forest you had? That was so much bigger in the old days.
Yeah.
Wait,
Does farmland just kind of happen on its
It
own?
does.
Yeah, it's natural.
It's completely
Even your
natural. There's no
magical
tree.
forest.
Just nice
Yeah,
big
they
square
the
feet.
greenskins. The greenskins, the undead.
We kill them.
It's just like those ever-burning campfires and fireplaces.
Yeah. That wood just magically reforms every morning.
That's right.
Moment for that, it's
Harry,
trying to see.
you ever even been to Hellborn?
No.
What's next on the list?
That's the last one.
No.
Yes, it was.
I thought there was another one.
No.
What about the musical instrument thing?
We did that. That was
the book.
play.
How the 7th and 8th page was singed on the end.
No.
It's not a musical instrument.
Obviously, that's still not paying attention during the game. Completely missed it, NPC.
You're the one who looked up what it was. It's the words of an opera, not a magical musical instrument.
He's the one that Googled it. What is a
I swear to God, you're lying.
It sounds like a magical musical instrument.
The fuck did I Google?
You are special.
Watch. Libretto.
Yeah, I know, libretto. The text of it, oh, fuck.
But where's the instrument come in?
Well,
Next session, we're just gonna recap it. Bad forgets everything.
I'm so worried about stealing from all these assholes on my pad.
It's all he can focus on. And this whole time I am panicking, waiting for him to steal from us.
Greedy little
Don't do it, don't do it.
all right.
Oh,
so
it's taking everything I had not to steal from this guy.
given all the things we have access to, my prevailing theory is there's some kind of ritual going to go on tomorrow to, in accordance with more sleep.
Why do you
This
believe it's
prophecy.
tomorrow?
This prophecy was set to be performed tomorrow.
What prophecy?
The prophecy written in this opera.
The opera was just scheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing about
Hit my foot.
I look
it
at
was
the
a
movie.
prophetic. It was a prophetic opera. It is being performed.
About
The one time it's been performed,
a third full. It's currently not Exon 29.
it's not green.
Not currently green.
That's a second.
That is. You'll know when that comes out.
Yeah.
And
Because we all just start fucking raining corruption down on us.
Yep.
Because that makes no sense.
That's why you don't go outside.
Yeah.
Outside's bad.
It would be one cycle before humanity
Hey.
was driven mad, according to the way the mechanics in this game are.
Which is why everybody hides inside.
I mean, even the fantasy books talk about how terrifying more sleep is.
Believe me, you go outside tonight, and the sky is green, you're probably going to either go insane or go hide.
Like humanity would straight hide. during
I'd be like,
sunset.
sweet.
Yeah. I'm like, oh wow, an aurora this or south. Wow.
Humanity
Not
would
quite
straight
the
hide
same.
from more
Not
sleep
a
than
glowing
inside.
rainbow effect in the sky, but like an eerie
It's not
green
that bad.
everywhere.
With a smiling moon looking at
Yeah,
you.
with a smiling
I've
moon
already-
looking down
Every
at
one of
you.
those little
Honestly,
tests,
I'm
it's like how long
stuck
did you live
outside
in these
being-
circumstances? I died
Which,
so
which
fast.
is probably why
like
the
I'm,
North
I'm
is
like,
filled
I
with
would
so
do
many
this,
chaos.
this.
We've
You
all
died
played
in
the
3
Golden
seconds.
Mask.
All right.
So, anyway,
One of those zombie apocalypse said it's
You know,
14 days.
Everyone I die within minutes or less.
Get over with.
I'm too much of a. I'm not letting my people like my. I wouldn't let my own people die. I would be trying to protect everybody. That gets you killed.
Yeah.
If your answer at any point is I would save the person, you're dead.
That thing is looking at you from above.
I mean, that's creepy. Not gonna lie.
Oh,
Green.
yeah.
anyways, what do you guys want to do? It's currently about 8 o'clock at this point in the evening.
I don't know.
Well, we'll get no information from the Cult of Renault if we could even find it.
I feel like we're kind of at a loss anyway right now. I have absolutely no leads on what to investigate.
So maybe we can find.
Have the brass key.
Let's work backwards from this. All right. So we have the idea that there might be a ritual. We have the components of a ritual. Let's see if we can figure out through the components of the ritual if we can figure out where the ritual might take place.
Okay.
That's
Maybe
a
there's
smart
some
idea, or
hints.
I don't.
I think the brass keep is where it's going to take place.
Then obviously,
Then we're screwed.
no, we're not screwed. But from a player's perspective, do we have enough time? Probably. It'd be kind of a.
Well, the last theft, correct me if I'm wrong, was yesterday morning, right?
The crown was this morning.
Oh, the crown was this morning. So they would. So say the ritual, or whatever our prediction is tomorrow, they wouldn't get the brass keep at that.
Right. So we
So-
have time.
If
Potentially.
the brass keep.
If it's brass keep.
Also, would you bother stealing the most powerful and most important item in the city if you weren't going to immediately perform the ritual afterwards and not give
Or
them time for them to
immediately
find
leave.
you?
Yeah, immediately leave. The only location we kind of feel anything about is Brass Keep, right?
Or if the Skaven are involved, they went underground.
And then that's a lost cause. We might as well just leave the city and go find someplace else to live.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think we found no indications that Skaven were involved with any of these thefts. We only
True.
found indications of a potential Merriamberger doing the thefts.
I agree.
We
I
found
mean,
it-
they were all rat themed, but I mean, the painting wasn't stolen like the rats would.
Exactly. I agree with you. 100%.
So I don't think the rats were involved with this. I think we just need to treat it just like
I would have smelled them. At some point, I would have smelled them. I don't think the rats are involved. I think it's a wizard
Mhm.
who is going to go perform a ritual somewhere.
It's not a wizard, it's a priest.
Fine.
Who would I talk
Whatever.
to out of my
Supernatural
underworld
horseshit.
contacts to find out who may or may not have been hired to steal these items?
Well, you know of several underworld connections, specific ones,
Mm-hmm.
as well as several areas. Any one of them you could ask around about.
All right, let's go see Half Nose.
Okay?
Hey, I brought him up earlier. Now we're going to go see him.
Why would we see him? Just because he has
He's one of our best contacts for the underworld.
Okay.
I mean,
Wasn't
he
he
at least
also-
we pay him money and we get information. I don't know what the hell to do to get information out of the Red Moon Inn, and if I go into the guild where the thieves, the actual people who go and steal things, that particular guild, they don't like me much. So
Because you didn't get a license before you started stealing
I
everything?
didn't really care much about that. But
We also have a connection to Gouda.
also.
yeah,
We also have the connection to
I mean,
Gouda.
we can go punch them.
So it may be at one of Gouda's safe houses.
do we really want to go talk to
We
or
found
be anywhere
information
near
last time we were
Buddha?
planning on doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wasn't Half Nose in Gouda's area? Or,
Gouda is in the east and northeast.
And we're going to the southeast.
You're going to the Bretonian Inn, which is in the southeast section, northeast of the Wind.
got it.
I think we need to figure out who still has a bright white cat domesticated.
Nobody does.
Obviously, someone does a bright white cat.
It's not.
It has to be domesticated,
I don't
and it's
think-
obviously connected with us.
I don't think it's a
Magic.
cat. I don't think it's a cat.
Well, we need to figure out who can turn into a cat then. That's obviously like a hidden talent that most people can't do. I
Yeah.
can't turn into a cat.
No, that's.
Have you
that is-
tried?
Have you spent the experience?
It's only a couple thousand experience.
That's something very few people.
And that and dwarves can't do it.
Oh, that's why you can't do magic.
I can't do magic or divine.
Hey, you got the.
We can't even have a dwarf priest.
Well, there's
There
no.
we go.
I can't do priests. In the
It'd
base
be
mode.
cool to fucking do a rune priest.
Dwarves
you
have
can.
priests.
There are runes.
It's not in the core rules as far as
okay.
careers.
Yeah, the book that added
Happens
his
can't do magic.
Yeah.
added rune
There's
smiths.
a lot of careers you can't do as I don't. Thief though is venom.
Well,
All right.
and
I'm
as I
cool
was saying
with
before, as far as those, I'm somewhat flexible on the careers based on the storyline. If you
Yeah.
suddenly decide the elf wants to be a troll slayer and we can rationalize it in the story, you can be a troll slayer.
I'm contemplating
That's
because
cool.
of the whole,
I didn't know that.
rage issue I have.
But you might, yeah, you may end up going that way anyway. But those sorts of things. I'm willing to do the one-off based on the storyline if it makes sense.
What else?
Well, we were talking about that on the drive over here, believe it or not, because I was saying it's fucked up that halflings can't be priests,
Well, they have priests.
but not
They can't be human priests.
they can't
is
be
the problem.
priests according to this.
Because these are all human-based from the Empire. We don't have the Moot source book. There isn't one. So we don't have all the careers that the halflings can have that the humans can't. That's the difference.
Well, I mean, you could make the argument though, because there is the Shalya priesthood, and there was another priesthood that the elves follow, right?
There's some, but there are specific religions that the halflings and the elves follow that the humans do not. We have no details on. And so halflings absolutely have priests.
I mean, the priest makes sense. I mean, the spell casting you can't really because you have the resistance chaos or whatever it is.
Right. There's some
And
limitations.
Spell casting
but-
just manipulate
like I said,
chaos.
if we have a viable storyline basis, I'm open to just about any combination. Some of them, like magic, are probably a lot bigger stretch.
Because I
But-
contemplated turning this guy into a priest, right, of Shalya, because she's the healing priest, and it would be kind of along the same theme with the
I'm
character.
open to that concept if it becomes necessary. So,
But I
anyways,
like being a little douchebag.
so
thief.
I'm sorry, we got distracted. What was your theory or action or whatever? There was some talk about something somebody wanted to do.
Half nose
Yeah, we're gonna go to Half Nose.
Okay,
Punch him in his nose.
tonight or you wait until tomorrow?
tonight.
Tonight. Okay.
How late is it?
9 o'clock by the time you guys get there.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys all wander down to the Bretonian Inn in the southeastern quarter, where you find Half Nose drinking amongst the rest of the den, who sees you guys coming, smiles up, wrinkles his half nose at you, gestures to the table, inviting one or two of you to sit down. There's only enough room for one or two of you. Who wants to do the talking?
I can.
I'll do it. I walk up.
Like, you want me to do the talking?
I'll
Yes.
also. I'll help.
Dwarf will do it.
Punch. What do you know?
Assuming this is more of the
I punch him in the lack of
contact,
nose.
I'm
Yes.
just gonna probably wait outside because I'll probably just hurt more than
Probably.
Him too.
conversation.
He needs to be out of the way too.
I think all four of you.
I am an underground or criminal. I actually have.
Yeah, but you're an asshole.
I'm nearly as good of a diplomat as you are.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait outside with my horse.
Okay.
You just suck at role playing.
So the two of you are going to talk to Half Nose while the rest of you wait outside
I
to
don't.
avoid distractions
know.
and so forth.
This chemical is making
Sure.
my face really.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's your skin's
you guys have a seat. He looks up, snorts a little bit, wipes his nose, takes a swig of his beer. So, what you guys looking for today? Taps a brass piece on the table.
pull out silver.
Mhm.
We are looking for quite a number of items, but really we're looking for one thing: a location.
A location. Well, you have a location. Bretonian Inn, best beer in the city.
I've heard. I've had some. It's pretty good. In fact, you know what?
That-
I
Bring over a couple of pints.
Yep.
Barely good
Having
spit.
pints now.
I'll slide a silver over for that.
Sure.
So I'm down 2 silver. You keep track of this.
We were almost up one silver, then you gave it to the elf.
So
You're the one
in
giving away
fact,
money.
I pull out the marked coin.
Okay, I thought he had it.
Nope, he gave it back to me.
Okay.
And I slide it down, slide it over, mark up, and go, let's start with this. What do you know about that?
It's shilling.
It is a shilling, but you notice anything peculiar about this shilling?
Someone's decorated the graph.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good to me.
This shilling was found in a location that it should not have been at. As
Why would
like
that
a
be?
marker, one might say, of success.
Like a signature?
Sure, we'll go that way. Do
Okay.
you happen to know of any individuals of acquisition who might leave such a marker?
I like that.
He picks it up, turns it around.
Yeah, so do I. I'm
looks
pretty
at it a
proud of that
couple.
one.
Looks at it a couple times. Doesn't strike any bells. No.
No. Put another silver down, slide it over.
Off midnight.
Okay.
Still doesn't ring any bells?
No. I
Keyword bells.
all my friends wouldn't leave calling cards.
Yeah,
That seems like a poor approach.
that's what I thought.
Mennonite, that's just a quick way to get yourself killed.
Okay, so maybe I'm on the wrong track on that. Which is fine, it happens to all of us, right? I'm not the best investigator. In fact, the elf is, but he's kind of an asshole, if we're honest.
Oh, you brought the elf too?
He's outside. Just,
That's good.
yeah.
Place is kind of has low ceilings.
I like that. I'm clear. I got plenty of room.
You do.
There's been other recent acquisitions that did not have calling cards, but were very peculiar.
Okay.
That we are interested in.
Okay. Before we go too far, are you going to be asking questions, or are you just sitting there for a company?
I intend on asking questions. I'm just going to let him do his thing.
Okay. So both of you give me a charm roll.
Okay.
So I can see the relative effect.
Any positives or negatives?
Nope. Because I'm going to use this to judge how much he's going to charge you for relative information. He'll pay you, or he'll give you the information.
Don't pay me.
Well, if you roll good
shit.
enough, that's fine. It's open is fine. You get a sense of how he's feeling.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm poor.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
he doesn't seem very interested in talking to the smoky, dark, shadowy wizard.
Not surprising.
But he seems very open to talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
So you pass him over a second silver. And what was your second question?
Location. Somebody went around and recently acquired a bunch of items that we think have some type of tangible connection to each other. And we're afraid that they may take these items to a central location for whatever reason. And we're interested in said location. So it would be in your best financial interests, my best financial interests, and basically the whole city's financial interests to let us pay a visit to this location post haste.
You're looking for a pawn shop?
No. How do I talk around this?
Clearinghouse.
What's the best place to see the stars?
What? Okay.
Place the silver on the table.
Well, I'd probably use the tower. The one where he refers to the one where you guys watch the pigeons. So, I mean, I gather you're asking for where would you go to sell or fence goods?
No.
Okay, what are you looking for then? Player to player, what are you looking for? What? I mean, I understand you're trying to be coy about it, etc.
Yeah.
In case anybody's overhearing, that's
Well,
fine.
I'm
trying to understand.
I'm trying
exactly
to
what
imply
you're
that
looking
maybe
for.
there's a ritual or something taking place that
Okay.
People of nefarious
Okay. He doesn't seem to have
intentions.
any information along those lines
Right.
as far as cult activity. He doesn't have access to that. If you're talking about the underworld, which would be the criminal organization, he can give you a lot of information. He can point you to a half dozen different clearinghouses where people can sell stolen goods.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy.
I'm not
But
interested in that. I don't think that's what the problem here is. I think-
right, and that's the thing. He doesn't have any he doesn't have any information along those lines.
Does the guild
Mhm.
ever employ people of magical means to acquire ill-gotten booty?
Absolutely.
I want to give that a telepathic message of a question to ask.
Wizards and priests are very useful for our art.
I can't tell you in the chat. Telepathy will help.
It's not working.
What, you see the dwarf staring at you through the window with his helmet half up again.
Where might we find the priest of Renault?
The priests of Renaud? Well, you could probably check their temple.
Okay, I'll be completely honest. I didn't know
I
they
actually
had
wrote a
a temple.
bunch of notes down.
Well, every priest has temples and shrines.
I figured the Renault priest didn't do their more secretive.
They're not necessarily secretive. I mean, plenty of people worship Renault to protect them against our efforts.
All right.
But if you're looking for Renault, if you're saying there's some sort of connection to these things you're investigating, you should probably arrange a meeting with Blighted.
Blighted. Who'd be that?
People on the street refer to him as the lowest king, but you probably shouldn't refer to him that way directly.
Yeah. Now.
Okay. So
He's a halfling. He's a halfling.
there were witnesses that were privy to the thefts, acquisitions, and one of them mentioned a blonde man with a Marienburg accent.
There we go. You got my telepathic message.
Okay.
I looked at my notes and was like, "Oh yeah, that's a very clear clue that I should probably ask about."
It worked.
Okay.
So
We get visitors from Marienburg occasionally.
occasionally,
Yeah.
but do you get? Let me see the list, please. That was our first location. But really, what are the odds of Marienburgers going into the Theologica library? That's where this individual supposedly took off with some.
Not sure anybody would go in there willingly.
Yeah, I know. Plus stodgy and boring, but
Stodgy and boring is half of it. From the half the stories I've told, you don't want to go in there.
why is that?
Half the time, you don't even know you went in.
Yeah, that place was weird.
I've been told many people have gone in there. They come back not remembering the past week. Who knows what rituals they did to you while you're in there? Can you remember anything that happened when you were in there? Or is your memory foggy?
No, I remember.
Is it?
He's the worst person to ask this. Get asked those.
Shut up.
It's true. It's very true.
Hey, look, only one of us has a missing gap here.
Do you remember everything that happened in the library?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have nothing to worry about.
I know I wasn't in there a week, goddammit.
Or were you?
All I gotta say is, if I ever find out what happened to me, a certain mage is going to die.
Or were you in there on a week and just forgot?
Freedom wasn't involved this time.
Nope.
Maybe.
I would absolutely kill
might
you
have been.
instantly.
You made added to the kill
I don't
list.
have the means to defend myself.
So
Yeah,
so
but
far
you
you're
made
up to
kill.
3 silver, plus 2 silver for him. So every question you're asking for what you're asking is about a silver. Okay, like I said, he's giving you information subject to how much money you have and how far you want to go. He'll answer your questions, but it's costing you 2 silver.
Yeah. I'm gonna hand him over 6 silver and say, where might we find Bladen? Where might we arrange a meeting with Bladen?
Oh, if you're interested in meeting Bladen, I'll set up a meet for you. Just the 2 of you.
No, I think it would be best if we all went. Our whole.
That dwarf out the window, or
Yeah, isn't that creepy? it's. Don't you
It
find
worked.
it funny though that this is the only part of him we can actually see?
You and me are the only ones without connections to it worked. Various.
Dwarven stone calling is very advanced.
He's actually part of the
He's
beast.
hated by all 3.
I'm not hated by anyone.
he hates all of them.
Yes. Right, get it right.
He is the worst person to do anything with them.
He'll arrange a meet for you.
Yeah, fantastic.
A silver apiece
Okay.
for every person you want to bring.
How about this? How quickly can you? I'll put a gold down and slide
Okay.
across. How quickly can you arrange this meeting? Tonight?
Yes.
All right. Let's do it right now.
We can't do it right now, but he'll set up the meeting and so forth. Do you have any questions for him? Or you want him to immediately go set up a
Fucking
meet?
do.
And that's what I'm trying. We're trying to make sure you've gotten whatever question you have. The dwarf is still staring at you through the window.
Matt's dying. He's got questions he wants to ask, and I am just brain farting on this. I can't think of any other threads to pull.
Okay.
Fuck. I'm never playing a high fellowship character again. I don't want to ask questions. I just want to smash shit from now on.
That's how I feel.
Okay. So he says, "Great. Where are you guys going to be in 30 minutes?"
Jesus. We'll wait right here.
Okay. He gets up from the table, disappears into the crowd.
It's gonna be him, this piece of shit. All right.
Okay.
I order some food.
Yeah, you guys have a little bit of time.
Mozzarella sticks or
If you
something.
want to group up or whatever, compare notes. I mean, you can see through the window the guys left. Halfling waves you over.
He puts on a hat, comes back in. Aha!
Ah, my name is Leiden. No.
He's got his real nose on.
He had one strapped on. No. So you guys can coordinate for a short period before he comes back, presumably with a meeting.
So we chose here in the densely populated tavern.
Yeah, why not? These are all thieves. Who cares?
Well, that's the issue. They're all thieves.
We're meeting with them
I
now.
actually agree. You
I couldn't think of anything, man. The pressure.
So, did you get all the names of
Me
the
too.
people that could have been the people that broke in?
He said nobody broke in. It had nothing to do with him. I asked him about the Marienburg dude. Nothing. I got
But
nothing.
did you say, hey, there's a rare book stolen? Have you heard anybody that was hired to get those rare books? How about this rare book? How about these research notes? How about this antique art? How about? Did you say that?
Why didn't you ask any of that stuff? One, I didn't want to tip our hand.
I think that's a stupid
Who
question.
cares?
I think that's a stupid question to ask.
Well,
It's never going to give us that
Because
information.
no.
You're absolutely right. I didn't mean
In
one thing.
defense of my stupidity, we believe these are all going to be used for a chaos column, right?
Sure.
So why would we want to give up exactly what's happening?
He doesn't want it to happen either.
Oh, that's why I'm Blackjack.
Do you have one of these?
Well, we're having a meeting in 30 minutes with Bladen.
Okay. I have an idea for
The
something.
Looking of
Okay.
the
Look,
southwestern guild?
hiring.
What's that? Drowned rats?
No. Southeastern guild.
These are this is the thieving guild. The drowned rats, you know, because of the tavern.
Yeah.
They don't specifically
That's
have
not
a
the
title.
Thieves Guild.
Right. This is the thieves guild that you in the area that you guys are at.
That's not the Drowned Rat.
Right. The drowned rat is the muscle.
Cut Purse Tavern.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Ships?
Cutpurse Tavern is where you guys are at. I mean, you're at the Bretonian Inn, but the Cutpurse Tavern is the
Home base of the thieves.
Yeah. I talked to those people.
Perla
Yes, you
is
did. You threatened those
I
people.
did.
Perla is southwestern.
They're
Bladen is
Yeah,
southeastern.
silver. Yeah, they're about this big.
I finally
I was mainly going to call them in here and use them for like gold and silver.
I mean,
So-
they're sort of crossover.
Why are we meeting with?
It's not an exact.
Well, that's cool.
Why are we meeting with Bladen again?
The half nose implied that Bladen would be able to provide us information as to the location of this upcoming ritual or the people that
Could pull off the
could
thefts.
pull off the thefts. Yeah. And honestly, it's just a good idea to talk with, to finally come face
What's
to face
this-
with one of these
was there-
lookings.
Why did he? What did you guys say to trigger him to believe Bladen would be the person to help you with us?
We were questioning.
Trying to like.
They're still suffering.
By the nose.
They're still suffering from the magical
I
effects of the
know,
library.
We were questioning as to the location of the priest of Mold.
Okay. Thank you.
There we go.
He's trying to fill it in so he can use the knowledge.
Yes, that's right. Oh my God! Come on, help me.
No, thank you. You don't need help.
He needs lots of it.
You, I assume, are not in here.
No, I am.
Yeah.
He walks in. I'm just kidding.
I love how every conversation, when it's coming from that side to this side, is like, oh, you understand, we explained it to you. But for us, the other way, it's like, no, you must explain everything in detail. Remember perfectly what you said. What's your identical memory? And we're like, what? Why do we have to have a higher fucking standard than the rest of you assholes?
I can start explaining in detail by detail if you want.
That's not fair. You actually have an identical memory.
If you're gonna challenge them,
I'm not challenging him. I'm saying, why is there a different standard?
I mean, we can
Bullshit.
we can do a memory test if everybody puts $5 on the table.
No.
We'll see.
I can tell you that I remembered all types of stuff that just won't be true.
Yeah, Matt tends to operate his own game in his own world.
That's
Okay.
life for me.
So how we approaching him? Giving him a bloody nose?
No,
No.
let's talk to the guy first.
Yeah.
Like in Brothers
We've
from
already-
Past
This
Lives.
is a low key.
Yeah.
They're all.
His name is King.
You don't call.
Don't hit the bottom.
Okay. And I'm gonna be whispering this to him. He's the lowest king. He'll be fine. Talking to him. No, I actually think it's a halfling.
That would be awesome.
I fully believe
Okay.
it's a halfling.
I don't know any of you. Don't bring me up, and I leave the table.
Agreed.
Okay. So you leave.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna point this out player to player. You can fuck all the way off if you're gonna sit there and give me shit later
I'm not.
about not asking the questions that I wanted asked if you're not gonna be there.
I'm good.
You cannot be here. You
I don't know why he's saying you
Be
can't
calm.
be there. You're not a rogue warden
He
anymore.
is always calm.
Yeah.
The dude gets punched
Wait,
in the
what?
face and he's just like,
You're not a rogue warden.
all right.
Didn't feel it.
Want to shoot something else, or are you
it's a
still
matter
rogue?
of it's a good idea to have the giant rock here for our own safety.
No, it's not.
Okay, you guys hear?
He's strong and he's
You guys feel
invulnerable,
a
but that's
cold
not gonna stop
draft.
him from smashing me into the ground before he can do
You
anything.
guys feel a cold draft as Half Nose re-enters the tavern.
I wave at him.
Okay, starts heading over to your table. You already left, you said.
Mhm.
The other two of you sticking around?
I'll walk out.
Okay. He looks at you,
Casually, like.
walks over to the table, says, "Okay, I got you a meeting. Don't be late. 11 o'clock at the Two Tankards."
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
He gives you directions. It's a tavern in the Altmark, which is a couple of blocks away from the boarding house.
Okay. Who's writing this down?
Okay. You have about 2 hours to do whatever you wish to, or just go there and meet him.
I'm gonna be late, guys.
You and I walk the same speed.
man.
Let's
Yes, but you can actually go on. You can.
Yeah, you can. If you leave now, you can get there in plenty of time. If there's anything else you want to do, you got time to do it. Or we can just fast forward to 11
I
o'clock.
think we should have the elf with us, whether or not he helps or hinders the conversation.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay. Okay. So
As he
Kidnapping the elf.
packs his shit up and I'm out. I
Okay.
want this conversation.
I know we're getting to that point. Let's wrap this part up at least, just to get the start of it. So you guys head up there about 11 o'clock or so. You arrive. As you walk in, the bartender looks in your direction, waves at one of the waitresses, who wanders over and says, "Welcome, party of 5, correct?"
Correct.
Excellent. You're expected. And she leads you off to the side into a private area
Mm-hmm.
in the back.
VIP.
Pulls the curtain out of the way, and there's a private dining room. There is a table, a couple of muscular-looking guys, and probably the oldest human you've ever seen.
Oh shit.
Looks like, for the Empire times, really old because he's easily 80 plus. Shrunken skin, wrinkly hair, a wrinkly body, and everything else. Thin hair, virtually bald. Looks up, and he gives the impression of a frail old man, but you can tell pretty quickly that his mind is as sharp as ever, and some of it is not necessarily some of it's not acting. Okay. You get a sense of charisma or influence from him
Mm-hmm.
just by how he's sitting and how everybody else is treating him. He closes they close the curtain behind you. The waitress disappears, leaving just the three of them and you. And he says, "So, you wanted to speak to me. I hear you're inquiring as to Ronald."
We are. We. I don't know how to word this.
What business is the Ronaldans to you?
We're investigating some thefts around the city.
Okay.
Some high-profile, high-value thefts, and we believe from some information at least one of the locations that it could have been a shapeshifter.
And
We were led
why would such a motley crew care about the goings-ons of Mindenheim?
because we believe that the items, when tied together with what they represent, could lead to something extremely detrimental to everyone that's currently alive here in Mindenheim. We're trying to make sure that whatever that is doesn't come to fruition.
Okay.
You got about 5 seconds before you start spilling beans
I'll-
all over the table.
One.
I've already started, so hey.
Let's get ready to catch all the beans.
4,
We're getting ready to punch that.
5. Okay, go. Back.
Halfling
Go.
is dead.
In 5 seconds.
So we need we humbly ask for any information you might be able to provide for somebody that may be able to change into a white cat.
Change into a
Or a
white cat.
blonde guy from Marienburg.
Yeah. Blonde guy with a beard, I guess. He had a
With a Marienburg accent.
tall.
By human standards.
Well, we don't do a lot of business with the Ronaldans. They're not normally the group that you want to get on the wrong side of, given that whole magic stuff that they do
Mm-hmm.
and their miracles. But I'll tell you what, you put in a good word for me with the cult, I'll give you a pointer. If I was looking for a thieving magpie or a thieving cat, probably see Gilbertus at Luigi and Salvatore's. Or perhaps ask around at the Fifth Finger.
Oh my god, stop.
Gil what?
The Fifth Finger.
Fifth finger.
Gilbertus Luigi.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Luigi and Salvatore's is a... You guys have seen it around town. It's a branch of a Chilean chain, a business, with stores in several large cities. Okay, sort of like a general store, but it's a Luigi and Salvatore's fine goods type stuff. They have stores in all the places. From Matt's background and a couple of your background, there's rumors it's a front for smuggling.
And
Okay.
that we're
Okay.
Might I ask, what kind of good word were you expecting from the cult?
Oh, about the fine works of my men and crew, how we could be of benefit to them.
understood.
Okay. The Fifth Finger is a tavern situated near the Shalya Temple. Where is it located? It is in Westor, so near the Drowned Rats. There is the Temple of Shalya, the hospice there. Nearby, there is what he refers to as the Fifth Finger. It's a tavern, basically a speakeasy, hidden in one of the alleyways. That if you don't know it's there, you would never be able to find it.
Just give us instructions.
It gives you the address and instructions on how to get there. It's a place popular with Ronaldans.
Somebody remind me what the hell Ronaldans are.
Okay, so basically, Renald as a cult is the trickery god, equivalent to like Pathfinder, that type of trickery god, but it's mainly honor among thieves.
Okay.
You don't betray each other's thieves. You still have honor among it, but it's basically a
Meta.
religious thief.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
the priest of stealing and so forth.
He's not part of this cult?
Bladen? No.
Most aren't because of the general thing of honor among thieves. And I mean, you're honorably stealing. It's like Robin Hood, steal from the rich, give to the poor type thing.
Right. You're stealing for good
Yeah.
rather than personal profit. The underground is stealing for personal profit.
I don't know who does that.
I know.
And actually wasn't stealing from the road, she was stealing from the government.
Right. So,
Whatever.
well, the
That
government
was still
was rich.
changing.
Anyway, the point is,
You get the reference.
with the reference of Marienburg, he suggests talking to Luigi and Salvatore's
Mm-hmm.
because they would have people in from Marienburg. Okay. Alternatively, if you're looking for the Ronaldans, go to the Fifth Finger in Westor. Okay, whichever place you wish to do, but if you interact with the Ronaldans, put in a good word for him.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
he's interested in expanding it, and the last thing he wants to do is get on the bad side of the Ronaldans. In other words, one of the three Low Kings, this guy, despite his power and influence, is more concerned about this cult.
Easy.
Okay? So that's where we will stop for tonight, and you guys can figure out what your next steps are next time.